about the numbers. You're averaging almost 50 points a game. You're going to win ball games at the girls' level.
Yeah, we talked about Southeast of Saline's schedule as well. State-ranked Heston, they beat them. Of course, Smoky Valley has always been an Achilles heel for Southeast of Saline on the girls' side. Big 30-point victory at Beloit. Then got Abilene at home, which they were able to defeat a 4A school there, and then beating a state-ranked Hillsboro squad. So both of these teams have seen the action they need to see, I think, as far as the competition level goes. The worst thing you want to do, and we've seen this with Southeast of Saline, when they used to open up and go to the Harrington tournament and then have a couple of games before break, they used to open up 4-2, 5-1 before Christmas break, but they really hadn't been tested until they got Sacred Heart. Back then, Sacred Heart would be the game after the holiday break. Now it always falls before, and a chance here for Southeast of Saline on the boys and girls side to get wins against what I believe will be their two toughest opponents in league play on their home floors before the holiday break. Take one more timeout. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups for you in the tip. It's a 60-second timeout as we continue on Countdown to Tip-Off here on KINA.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
You're telling me your driver turns you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor is running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Back here just about ready to go for starting lineups. Let's go through them first. Let's get to know these Sacred Heart Lady Knights that Southeast of Saline will take on the floor here tonight. Sacred Heart 1-4 on the season. As we said, they're averaging about 50 points a game. One Achilles heel, though, to the Sacred Heart team is turnovers. So far through their first 5 games, they are averaging a tad over 22 turnovers a game, and we know how Southeast of Saline's defense can take advantage of a team that has trouble turning the ball over. For the Sacred Heart Knights, they are coached by Carl Hines. They will put Katie Weiss, a 5'7 junior. She's the leading scorer on this team at 11.5 points per game. She also averages 2 rebounds per contest and also 2 steals. Megan Torrey is a 5'8 junior. She averages 3 points a game. Also in the starting lineup is Tessa Young, a 5'4 senior. Avery Eshelman is a 6'1 junior. You can bet she'll get a lot of attention from the Southeast of Saline defense tonight. Eshelman averaging 10.8 points per game and also leads the team in rebounding at 6.8 rebounds per contest. And Skylar Douglas, a 5'6 freshman, is in the starting lineup for Sacred Heart. She's averaging 10 points a game. She leads the team in assists at 2.6 assists per game. Also gets 2.5 steals per game, along with 3.5 rebounds per game. So Skylar Douglas, somebody we'll see fill it up here tonight, I'm sure, for the Sacred Heart Lady Knights. For the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans, they come in 5-0 on the season. They're under the direction of Shauna Smith, assisted by Steve Reedy. They're looking for their second league win here in Salina against the Sacred Heart Knights. They will start Brielle Potachik, the 5'4 junior, averaging 10 points a game, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Lexi Jacobson had a career game last Friday against Beloit, in which she scored 15 points, also led the team in scoring, in which she had 10 against Hillsboro on Thursday. Jacobson averaging double-digit scoring at 10.5 points per game, also leads the team in rebounding at 6 rebounds a contest. Maddie Harris is a 5'5 junior. She gets 8 points a game, also 4 rebounds per contest. And then the 2 seniors for Southeast of Saline. Reagan Getz, a 5'9 senior. She's a Kansas Wesleyan commit, averaging 12 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, and an assist. And Avery Castleman coming off her highest offensive output of the season. She scored 9 points against Hillsboro on Thursday night. The 5'8 senior now averaging a half a dozen points a game, also 3 rebounds and an assist per contest. This is a series that Southeast of Saline and Sacred Heart has gone back and forth with over the last couple of years. Or excuse me, more than that. It went forever, it seemed like. Southeast of Saline's girls never lost to Sacred Heart. And then things kind of evened out in the first couple of years that Shauna Smith was at the helm. And a clean sweep for Sacred Heart in the 19 and 20 season, where Southeast of Saline were not able to defeat them. They went 0-2 against Sacred Heart in that year, but since that season, now in the last 2 years, Southeast of Saline has taken their domination back on the girls' squad. They have won the last 4 in a row against this Lady 19. And I imagine, again, I think you look at the records, you could dismiss this as, this is going to be a snoozer. This thing's not going to be competitive at all. Southeast of Saline's 5-0, Russ. Sacred Heart is 1-4. But I think when you dig deeper, as we said, this Sacred Heart team is quality, and we know they have a weeks of preparation put into this game. When you look at this contest, what are the new Image Audio keys to success tonight for Southeast?
I think on offense, you got to stay hot. You got to keep shooting the ball well, get Lexi Jacobson going, get Brielle Potachik. You saw her, against Hillsboro. They kind of backed off of her and went down, and she kind of just took one dribble and put it up. Keep shooting. And I think on defense, you got to keep creating turnovers. You mentioned it, that this Sacred Heart team averaging about 22 turnovers a game. So, and we know Southeast Saline in that tough man-to-man defense, and you have to keep Avery Eshelman off the offensive glass.
You do have to do that. Southeast of Saline comes in. They are ranked 5th by the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association. Of course, we'll have new rankings come out tomorrow. We'll see where they shuffle out. Of course, they need to win this game to at least sustain where they're at or even move up a little better. But other than that, the most important thing I think about this is it's a league contest in which Southeast of Saline has won 27 consecutive games in the NCAA. Lexi Jacobson will step into the center circle. She will take on Avery Eshelman. As we start this game, you can see the height differential between those two as we start this contest. When it comes to leaping ability, though, I'll put a nickel on Lexi as she goes up, actually wins the tip, but it comes into the hands of a Sacred Heart player in Megan Torrey. They'll go to the right-hand side. A three-pointer is up right away from the hands of Katie Weiss. It is no good, and Southeast of Saline has the rebound, and here come the Lady Trojans wanting to run. Right wing with the basketball. Brielle Potachik tried to go between her legs and switch directions, and she will lose that basketball. Sacred Heart now bringing it in transition the other way. A wild shot at the goal that goes no good. Rebound inside. Now a tie-up, and Lexi Jacobson goes weight room on the inside and peels it away. Maddie Harris up the floor, 1-on-4 break all the way to the cup, and a foul will be called. Maddie did not have numbers, and that probably was not a smart transition play, but Russ, she bobbled the basketball there momentarily and had to keep it moving to avoid the travel.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. She saw just a gap in those two defenders. It was a 1-on-2, really had nobody to pass the ball to on the other side. Kind of bobbled it, was able to get through and try to force the ball up and get contact. And we see early on that first possession, Katie Weiss not afraid to pull the trigger. She was about 3 foot behind the three-point line off of one pass on that first shot.
Weiss commits the foul in transition. Harris misses the free throw. Maddie has struggled with the free throw line in the early going here this season. She did hit a couple of big free throws against Hillsboro, though, on Thursday night. The second one misses as well. The rebound goes off the hand of Reagan Getz, and Sacred Heart will have it as we're 30 seconds in, still looking for our first score. If you want to see what we're talking about, live stream video free of charge on SalinaPost.com. That's brought to you by our friends at Salina Ortho. Here's Weiss driving, now kicking out. Three-pointer turned down over here in the corner. Now a drive back to the paint. A wild shot off the window won't go. High rebound comes off to Maddie Harris. Behind her back on the dribble in transition. She'll play to Brielle Potachik. Three-pointer on the fly, on the way. That won't go. And the rebound comes down to Eshelman in the middle of the paint. Yep. She'll play it off now to Katie Weiss. High-tempo game early on.
Yeah, this game is up and down quick. It's one shot, get it out and run.
Still looking for our first score. 1 minute in. Here's the drive by the freshman Skylar Douglas. She'll play it out now to Eshelman. Get it back. Little give-and-go action. Douglas shot partially blocked, and a foul will be called by the outside official. 2 free throws coming up here for the freshman Skylar Douglas. 5'6" freshman. And as I said, she is contributing in about every category for the Lady Knights to begin the season. 10 points per game, 2.6 assists per game. She also gets 2.5 steals and 3.5 rebounds. And her first free throw is up and good.
And a couple things I noticed early on these big shots. Reagan Getz doing a phenomenal job blocking out on Avery Eshelman, checking her way off the board so Southeast of Saline can get these rebounds.
2 free throws for Sacred Heart and Skylar Douglas. And the first lead of the game belongs to the Lady Knights. Token full court pressure here. Maddie Harris copped it up in the backcourt, but she gets it right back. Reagan Getz now will help her bring it across the timeline. Getz with an acceleration. Now she'll tap the brakes. And into the offense comes Southeast of Saline. In front of the Sacred Heart bench, Brielle Potachik. Big sweeping crossover. Now between her legs, she'll go to Jacobson. Jacobson on a drive will kick it out to Getz. Reagan gets around on the backboard, and they're going to call traveling here on Reagan Getz. Shauna Smith does not like that call.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. When you come up and you leave the air on one foot, you have to come down simultaneously with both feet. she came down left, right, and then went again, so that would be 3 steps.
2-0 Sacred Heart. 6:10 left to go. We are early in this game. Eshelman with it. She has it out the high post. Will kick it out for a 3. That's no good. Brielle Potacek comes flying in for the rebound. She has 2 options up top. She'll go to the right to Castleman. On the fly, Castleman will shoot a 3. Too strong, no good. Potacek with yet another rebound. She had to fight off her teammate, Avery Castleman, for the rebound. Now to Maddie Harris. There's that big high leg kick. She'll play it out now to Reagan Getz. The Sacred Heart defense swarming up top against these Southeast guards. Potacek might have looked at a 3 there. She's going to collect the defense. Now play it out to Getz. Reagan gets back in the lane. Soft runner will score. Reagan Getz gets the first basket of the game for Southeast, and we are tied at 2.
And this is a great job of ball movement. Ball's in hand. Look, get the pass quick. Great drive.
Abba Pearson at the scorer's table. She'll check in at the next break. Here's Weiss for a 3. Too strong, won't go. Maddie Harris with yet another rebound. Harris in transition, had a block away. Now she's going to continue on her break. Gets her around a defender. Try to spin the ball off the backboard into the cup. And that won't go. Here comes Sacred Heart back the other way. Well, you better be in shape to play in this one. These two teams flying up and down the floor.
Yeah, this track meet broke out at a basketball game.
Here's a 3-pointer by Douglas on the outside. That won't go. Here's Jacobson now. She wants to challenge Weiss. 1-on-1 to the cup, and a second foul called here on Katie Weiss. You almost wonder if Lexi Jacobson had that in her mind of going to the rack and challenging the junior Weiss, knowing that she picked up that early foul for Sacred Heart. Now she has 2, and she'll have to go to the bench.
Yeah, and Lexi's a really smart player, and she did exactly what you need to do there. You got 1-on-1. You got to go up as the first free throw goes in, but you got to go up into contact. You know, Katie Weiss, the leading scorer, these 2 fouls early in the first half of this first quarter is going to play out big.
Getz and Potacek will check out. Pearson and Rohr in for Southeast of Saline. Lexi made her first free throw. Jacobson's second free throw attempt also rips the cords, and it's 4-2, Southeast of Saline. A little mini 4-0 run here that has been built by Southeast of Saline's Lady Trojans. Here's Castleman up top. She wants to come out and challenge the freshman over to the side. Now here's a trap, and Sacred Heart loses it off their foot. That was a beautiful trap in the corner here by Southeast of Saline, and they forced Tessa Yunk into the first turnover for Sacred Heart as she got pinned in the corner. And that's a beautiful thing. You use the sideline, baseline, 2 players. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, it basically turns into a 4-point trap right there as Maddie Harris kind of loses handle of the ball.
Maddie gets it back, though. Hands it off to Avery Castleman, who came out to assist. Now over to Pearson on the right-hand side. Pearson playing out beyond the perimeter here. They are just kind of flashing everybody through the paint and keeping this Sacred Heart defense moving. Here's a drive by Jacobson. Thought about the reverse layup. Instead, she'll kick it to Harris for a 3-pointer at the last second. That won't go. Now the ball on the floor, and this is going to be a loose ball rebounding foul against Maddie Harris.
And I think if you're Southeast Saline, you're okay with that foul. That's great hustle, following your shot, go to get the ball. She tried to avoid contact, just was unable to get around it. Lids on both ends right now on these baskets, just can't get anything to drop.
Sydney Getz, a junior, and Grace Gormley, a senior, has checked into the game for Sacred Heart on their first substitution pattern. This is Getz in the corner, and she's going to turn it over. Sydney Getz will lose it for Sacred Heart. Maddie Harris back with it. She'll come across the timeline, fire left-hand side to Jacobson. Jacobson now plays it back. We're halfway through the first period. 4-2, Southeast of Saline. Pearson on the right wing. Free throw line extended, standing just with her toes on the 3-point line. She hands it off to Rohr. Addison bobbles it. Now they get it back. Castleman in the corner. Avery back up here to Maddie Harris. She'll come back to Avery Castleman. Southeast has been really patient on offense here tonight. Here's a 3-pointer by Jacobson as she scores. Lexi Jacobson, her first 3-point make of the year.
And that's a great find by Abigail Pearson with the assist. A great job over there.
Over the top, Sacred Heart finds Grace Gormley inside. That won't go, but the putback will.
Yeah, and a much better keeping them off the glass so far, but with that just being the second offensive rebound turned in just a bad bounce.
7-4. Here's a shot put up by Maddie Harrison. She gets a 3. Back-to-back threes now for Southeast of Saline.
And we've seen what happens when this team gets hot and they get the heat check going, so they got to stop on the defensive end and get turnovers to lead to points.
2:39 left to go here. First quarter, 10-4, Southeast of Saline. And a foul will be called here against the Lady Trojans. Third team foul of the game. This foul will go against Lexi Jacobson. So far, all three of those fouls have been spread out for Southeast of Saline. Meanwhile, Sacred Heart's 2 fouls that were both tagged on Katie Weiss, trying to stop transition for Southeast of Saline. Bethany Campa, a sophomore, has come in for Sacred Heart. Also into the contest, Kira Cochran, a senior. Cochran, good numbers off the bench, 5 points and about 4 rebounds a game. 10-4. Southeast. There's a long shot put up by Southeast of Saline.
10.
Tessa
Young.
Her first basket of the game. Here's a crossover by Getz. She gets to the rim. Met there, though, by Gormley, and now a foul will be called on the rebound. It will go against Sacred Heart, and Southeast of Saline will keep it underneath their own basket. Now the foul count evening out here early with 3 team fouls on each. That goes against Tessa Young, her first.
And I like what we're seeing from Southeast Saline, crashing the boards hard.
Inside, gets on a curl, had her shot blocked up high, and a good defensive play here by the Lady Knights. Sacred Heart bringing it the other way. Campa with 2 minutes left across the timeline. On the right wing now, a little give-and-go attempt here, and it's going to be poked away by Jacobson. Now into the hands of Skylar Douglas. Douglas trying to control this Sacred Heart offense here and get them into rhythm. And again, off the foot of a Sacred Heart player, that's Tessa Young, out of bounds.
Yeah, and yet another turnover. And back to that block here, Cochran did a great job. That play was set up for Lexi Jacobson to pass it in, kind of run a horseshoe around the perimeter and come right back in, but a great job by the defense of Sacred Heart.
Maddie Harris is giving Lexi Jacobson her first break of the game. 1:37 left to go here, first quarter. Real Patacic, a really athletic catch over on the left-hand side. Now to Getz for 3. Got it to go. Reagan Getz has the third three-pointer of the first quarter for Southeast of Saline.
And a lot of space given on these three-point shooters. We've seen how hot the Southeast team can get, so I think you have to keep shooting it if they're going to give you that much space.
Cochran with it, right wing. 76 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. 13-7. Now Getz trying to get the ball free, and it's going to be picked up, though. Sacred Heart will keep it as Young has it. Now she'll speed off with a dribble on the right-hand side, get a screen, and run right into Avery Castleman. Ball on the floor, picked up by Brielle Patacic. Let's see what Brielle has on her mind. She'll slam on the brakes and play it to Avery Castleman. Now right-hand side, Maddie Harris. They go into the corner to Pearson. Pearson out top, gets open for 3. Count it! Reagan Getz goes back-to-back. That a beautiful kick from the freshman, Abigail Pearson, and Southeast of Saline starting to bring the rafters down here at Sacred Heart's gym. It's a 30-second timeout and a 9-point lead for Southeast. 46 seconds left to go as we step away here on KINA.
Can-Equip's annual Service Advantage preseason repair and optimization program is going on now. Get the best inspection pricing of the year as Can-Equip held 2021 inspection pricing. Extended parts warranties, special financing offers, and instant rebates may also apply. Schedule your equipment service today at Can-Equip in Salina. Terms and conditions apply.
Can-Equip you.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
4 3-pointers for Southeast of Saline. They have posted a 16-7 lead as we are working our way towards the end of the first quarter. 38 seconds left to go. Now a run and jump trap here out of the 1-3-1 set for Southeast of Saline's defense. Clock down to 31. Campbell will bring it this side to Douglas. Now to Young along the baseline. A jumper will be put up. That's no good. Pearson rips the rebound on the opposite side. She outworked Eshelman for that one. Up the floor, Getz. Getz going one-on-one. Now she'll retreat to the basket, go back at it. Here's Pearson, free throw line jumper. Got it to go. Boy, they had just returned the favor to each other. It was Pearson to Getz for 3. Getz back to Pearson for that 2. 18-7. Here's Young firing a 3. No good. Patacic has it with 3 seconds left. Speeding towards half court. 2 seconds. 1 second. She'll let it fly, and it goes over the backboard and no good. And Southeast of Saline finishes the first quarter on a monster run. The Lady Trojans lead it here on the road, 18-7 at the end of the first quarter. We'll be back with second quarter action. You're listening on KINA and watching on Salina Post, a live stream video free of charge. Brought to you by Salina Ortho.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses acquire relief loans to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Here's the play out of the break. Castleman for three. That won't go. High rebound off the glass. Gets fighting for it inside. Campa will have it. Campa trapped underneath the basket. Now Southeast will retreat. Sacred Heart bringing it up there, right-hand sideline, far court. Eshelman will have it. She'll shoot the three and drains it. What a beautiful shot by Avery Eshelman for her first points of this game.
Yeah, and she can play inside out, really all over the floor.
Tochik with it, left-hand corner, now to Getz. Steal by Jacobson. Getz will feed her. The shot is up and good. How pretty is that play?
Yeah, you're exactly right. In the court vision, we just talked about that at the break. Like, the girls see the court and find the open player so easily.
Lexi Jacobson. Here's a steal by Brielle Potachik. She's going to go one-on-one at the cup. She'll take on Douglas. Layup good. She got the steal and the score. Brielle with her first basket of the night.
Out of Sacred Heart, Coach Carl Hines can't wait anymore. Katie Weiss coming to the scorer's table. Got to get their guard back in the game.
The lead is 12 for Southeast of Saline. These Lady Trojans have a little bit different feel tonight as far as their intensity. Boy, they're getting after it. Here's a steal now by Castleman. Went to her knees, but she held the dribble the whole time. She was able to knock away that traveling violation and have it right here on the floor. Tochik on the right wing. 1.5 minutes into the second quarter. It's been all Southeast so far. They lead at 22-10. Eshelman with the three is all they have so far. Do the Lady Knights. Harris with it to the elbow. Now back out to Getz. Reagan from long distance. And that one will airball and go to the left-hand side and to the stage here at Old Sacred Heart High School Gymnasium.
And I think you're okay with that shot right there. She's open. Playing great, shooting the ball great. Maybe you would have liked to see her take a dribble in. Maybe there was no defender within 10 feet of her. You could take two dribbles in and get a 15-foot jump shot.
I think in this game, and ordinarily I don't know that I would say this, but this game here tonight, Southeast has been so good when they ran offense, just finding each other, breaking Sacred Heart down, that I think that is the key. If you don't get that initial set on the layup like Brielle Potachik did, I think you run offense with it. And there's Maddie Harris. She tried to go across the paint and find Lexi Jacobson, and that ball's going to be kicked out of bounds. It will stay, though, here with Southeast of Saline. Avery Eshelman has to come back in. She thought it was Sacred Heart ball. She came all the way out to midcourt. Potachik will be the triggered inbound, standing underneath her own basket. She goes way up high to Jacobson, who will leap and take it out of the air. Over to Getz. She has one-on-one. She'll go baseline. Now play it out. It ends up with Brielle from Castleman. Three-pointer rips the cords. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the point I was trying to make on that last exchange.
Yeah, run your offense. Get multiple touches. Get Sacred Heart kind of unorganized, and the shots just seem to be opening up.
It just seems like Sacred Heart's not capable of playing defense for 40 seconds. Here's a near steal by Potachik. Douglas somehow gets it back as Getz hits the floor, and the first field goal of the game for Skylar Douglas. 25-12. Here's the drive by Jacobson. Might be one of those nights for Lexi. I started to make that point when Brielle got her steal. It just feels like Lexi Jacobs is going to break out and score 30. And as I say that, here comes Brielle with another steal. 2-on-1 break. Brielle will step up here at the free throw line. Her 15-footer won't go. Loose ball on the rebound, and it comes away here to Southeast of Saline. 9 turnovers for Sacred Heart in this first half. Here's Douglas for three. That comes off the rim hard. Brielle Potachik with the rebound. 4:49 left to play. And here's a reach from Tessa Young, and Brielle Potachik has it knocked out of bounds. It will stay with the purple of Southeast. Emma Zerfalu checking into the game. Also, Abigail Pearson back into the contest.
And you go back to that fast break that Brielle Potacek had on the steal at the high post. Maybe you would have liked to have seen her dribble out a little wider, as she did have Lexi Jacobson running down the floor with her.
And Lexi arrived late. I don't know if she saw her as she was mentally kind of setting up that break. And Brielle's usually so good at that stop and pop. Here's Zerflu losing the basketball. That's the third turnover for Southeast of Saline so far in this game. 27-12. Southeast right now has their biggest lead. Katie Weiss back in there. She drives to the basket, misses the shot, gets her own rebound, and a reaching foul on the rebound, I should say, will be called against Emma Zerflu.
And that's the third offensive rebound for Sacred Heart in the first half.
4:23 left to go before halftime. 27-12. Sacred Heart with it underneath their own basket. They go to Cochran up top, who will shoot the three. That one barely hits the front of the rim. It was attempted to be saved by Sacred Heart. Now Maddie Harris will bring it out for Southeast of Saline. One-handed pass up the floor to Pearson. There comes Abba Pearson now. She'll get to the elbow, get through two Sacred Heart defenders, and a reaching foul will be called against Sacred Heart.
Yeah, and a great job there by Abigail Pearson to come up the floor. She kind of got that one-handed pass from Maddie and saw a gap and drove that ball right to the middle of the lane. One hesitation dribbled down, and she would have had a wide open layup as she split the defenders.
Jacobson will check out. Avery Castleman back in. She might have had enough time to take a drink of water. They try to go to Pearson on the low block, and she is shoved in the back and taken down. That foul will be called against Megan Torrey, her first.
We talk about it a lot. Abigail Pearson just being a freshman, and her court vision and the way she plays much older than what she is.
I apologize. That is actually Torrey's second personal foul. 5 team fouls now on Sacred Heart. Maddie Harris in a double team. Now they retreat. She'll skip pass across to Castleman. Now to Emma Zerflu. Emma tried to take baseline, lost the handle, but she'll recover and play it back out to Pearson. Pearson, one-handed pass through the defense. Now goes back to Getz. Getz with a ball fake. She goes to the rack. Hard off the backboard. She was kind of bobbling as she came through. A lot of active hands in there for the Sacred Heart defense. 3:39 left to play. Here in the second quarter, 27-12. To my knowledge, the only game on this Monday here in the area. Weiss for a long-distance three. 3 feet behind the line, and Katie Weiss has her first basket of the game.
Yeah, and she almost gets a near steal right there going up the floor. Dangerous pass across court.
She might have jammed her fingers up on that one. The ball actually went off the official, but the official was standing out of bounds.
Yeah, because if the official's inbounds and it goes off of him, the ball is still alive.
Brielle Potacek back into the game. She'll give Maddie Harris a quick break here as Shauna Smith continues to shuffle her Lady Trojans in and out of the game. Little cut here on a side rail for the lane to Pearson, and Castleman gets her the ball. Abigail Pearson scores her second basket of the night.
And this team offense is just incredible. Everybody just passing, looking for the next pass always before they get the ball.
5 different Southeast players have scored in this game on their way to 29 points thus far. It's 29-15, 2:52 left to go before halftime. Keep it locked right here at halftime. We'll go over numbers from the first half and also have a conversation with Bryson Flax, get a reflection on their game from Thursday night in Hillsboro, in which they won in dominant fashion.
And this might be something to watch as this game goes on. Katie Weiss is, every time she catches a ball, or never mind, as she pulls up for about 16 feet, but that hand is still bothering her.
2-pointer there for Weiss. She scored the last 5 for Sacred Heart. Potacek with it in the backcourt. She'll receive a high screen here from Pearson. Now Pearson pops out, gets the basketball. She'll play it to Zerflu. Emma Zerflu into the paint. She's going to draw the foul. Nice little drive there by the sophomore Emma Zerflu. I thought she had a chance to make that layup, but the little nudge there just got her a little too far underneath the rim. She was unable to finish, but we'll get free throws out of it.
Yeah, that nudge, and somebody had a hold of her off left arm, and she just a little hesitation dribble to split that gap, and Sacred Heart had nothing else to do but grab a hold of her.
Zerflu's free throw misses the mark. The foul goes on Megan Torrey, and that is the third foul on Torrey so far. Castleman, Potacek, Pearson, along with Jacobson, who has come back in, and Zerflu shooting her second free throw. That one misses the mark as well. 12-point game approaching the 2-minute mark here of the second quarter. Douglas unleashes a 3. That's too strong, no good. And the backside rebound taken in by Holly Bonilla. Weiss with it again. Back and forth up top. She's going to step back. Pearson Gets her defensively. Weiss inside, dumps it off late to Gormley. Gormley's shot partially bothered by Southeast of Saline's defense. Now loose ball picked up here by Bonilla. Here's another long shot by Southeast, and Douglas gets the three. Skylar Douglas gets the three-pointer, and a timeout called here by Southeast of Saline. It's a run for the Sacred Heart Lady Knights. They have got it back within 9, and we'll step away for a 30-second timeout. 1:41 left to go before halftime here on KINA.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans, from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawsalina.com.
1:40 left to play here. Welcome back to Sacred Heart High School Gymnasium. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel, Brielle Potachik has it for Southeast of Saline. A little run here for the Sacred Heart Lady Knights. They have brought this Southeast of Saline lead, which was once 15, back to single digits. It is now 9. Potachik has it off the skip pass from Maddie Harris. Now Maddie has it back on the right-hand side of Southeast of Saline's offense. She'll go inside to Jacobson. Quick ball fake, hang and shoot. That one won't go. Fight for the rebound, and it's being contested. One player for each team hits the deck. 4-on-4 break as we go the other way. Douglas into the paint. Nice look to the backside to Gormley, and a mismatch back there. Nice recognition by Douglas, as she knew Grace Gormley at 5'9" had an advantage over Brielle Potachik, and the foul on the floor against Brielle is her second.
Yeah, and Skylar Douglas, just a freshman. She sees the floor, and her court vision is very, very good, too. These younger players on both sides of the ball seeing the floor very well tonight.
Reagan Getz will come in for Potachik, so she doesn't pick up her third foul. Here's Douglas on a little ball fake, and she gets by her defender. Skylar Douglas, the freshman, has scored 7 here in the second quarter. She has 9.
And I think if you're Southeast Saline, you got to go inside out. You're getting those open shots, but the ball is going inside and then out, and that is something it has not done.
Here's Pearson trying to score with the left hand. That won't go. Here comes Douglas again for the Knights. 29-22, Southeast of Saline. Douglas being challenged now by Castleman. She'll play it out. Tessie Young for 3. That goes. Boy, this is a big run for Sacred Heart. They have made this a 4-point game. Harris with it. Up top between the circles. Little hesitation, dribble. She was looking at Castleman, who will clear out the right-hand side. Clock down to 22. Gets. She runs right into the back of Lexi Jacobson, and the ball goes out of bounds. Turnover number 4 for Southeast. Yeah. 19 seconds left to play.
And offense a little jumbled right now. I don't know if the run that Sacred Heart is on has got them a little disoriented, but Southeast had 4 girls in that corner, so one defender could guard all 4 of them, plus you're in the corner with the baseline and the out-of-bounds line.
Here comes Sacred Heart on a big run. It's a 10-0 run for the Knights. They have brought it back within 4. Here's Young with it. Clock down to 4, down to 3, down to 2. Douglas will put up a 3. The lefty won't go. And Southeast of Saline will escape the first half with a 4-point lead, 29-25. When we come back on halftime, we'll look at the numbers from the first half. We will also have a conversation with head coach Bryson Flax. We'll talk Southeast of Saline guys basketball. We're at halftime. It's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. 29-25. Southeast of Saline leads about 4 on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Hi everyone, it's Flanell Garrettson from SalinaHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season, and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats. stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Welcome back on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories Halftime Report, which was once a 15-point lead for southeast of Saline. It has drizzled away as Sacred Heart closed the half on an 11-0 run. Now we have a 4-point game here at halftime, 29-25. Time now to take a second and catch up with Bryson Flex, head coach of the southeast of Saline Trojan basketball team, currently ranked number 1 in Class 3A in the state. 5-0 after their big victory on the road against the state-ranked Hillsboro Trojans, 56-37 on Thursday night. Coach, your chance now to reflect upon this game. It just felt like it was not, I don't want to say never going to be close, but never really competitive. I mean, this was a dominating performance by your team Thursday.
Yeah, it was, and it really started out, on the defensive end. We were making them take, uncomfortable shots, and then they were one shot and out. We were doing a good job on the boards. Our offense will happen. We'll get early offense, and then, if we have to run through it, I feel confident that we can be patient enough to get a good shot at least. But we didn't have to press outside of our limits defensively, and that was really encouraging to see.
This was a game that was kind of back and forth tempo-wise. You were able to take advantage of almost everything that they wanted to do as far as tempo. When you're in offense, you were good. When you're in transition, you were good. You ended up going up by 16 at one point in the second quarter. You stretched that to 25 in the third quarter, and they never led this game. What do you like best about what your team was able to accomplish on the road?
Well, the best thing in general that I like about my team, and it's been pretty consistent throughout the first 5, was that it doesn't matter who's guarding who, what the matchup is, what position they're in the floor. They're beginning to get in the right places. All of them are. And when you get, usually you have 1 or 2 guys doing it, right, and then you have 1 or 2, messing it up, and that's what gives up easy buckets or easy layups. Buckets have been hard to come by for other teams against us for the most part.
Yeah.
Because collectively as a group, we have been really good, and we've been in really good spots. So we need to continue to do that.
Sometimes at the pace you play, and we've talked about this, turnovers will happen. You have the lob passes in there. You have the passes to the rim. Sometimes those don't work out or they're taken away. I had you unofficially for 4 turnovers in this game. That's got to be pretty special as well.
Yeah, it is. We really took care of the basketball. And Hillsboro wasn't really pressuring us, but you're right. As fast as we try and play, we kind of expect to turn the ball over 4 or 5 times just in transition, But, no, I thought we did a fantastic job. And, by the way, 2 of those were charges.
Yeah.
And so, we did a really good job protecting the basketball.
56-37, you get the victory. You go to 5-0 now on the season. And we talked about it being a little weird because you had a Friday night off, but you still have the same amount of days between that game and this game because this game being on a Monday. How the guys responded to that over the weekend?
It was fine. We took Saturday off. We ended up practicing yesterday, which was actually a blessing in disguise because I didn't have to watch the Chiefs game yesterday. So we were able to practice Sunday. We got after it for about an hour and 15 minutes, and we're ready to go.
Sometimes you can tell a lot about a team when you bring them in on a Sunday where you don't ordinarily practice. And let's face it, there's a ton of things probably that they might rather be doing. But when you bring your team on a Sunday, what do you see out of them?
Yesterday was actually really good.
Yeah.
We got up and down. It was ultra competitive. And actually, the last 2 times that we've gone up and down, we play cutthroat games to kind of condition a little bit so we don't have to sprint lines. But we're playing cutthroat games, and I got to break them up sometimes because I just have enough's enough. And they're physical, they challenge each other, and I think that's a very positive thing about our team.
This Sacred Heart team, they come in, they're 4-1 on the season. You were able to sweep Sacred Heart last season. It's the first time that's happened for Southeast of Saline on the guys' side in some time. We talked about that a lot last year. What do you know about this year's edition of the Knights?
They can shoot it.
Yeah.
They can definitely shoot it 1 through 5, likes to step out and has the capabilities of doing so. And then defensively, they're still, they play with the Gormley toughness, defensively. So a little undersized, but it doesn't tend to bother them, overly too much. They do a good job of finding bodies on box outs, good job on closing out. And then obviously Michael Matucci has been a 3-year guy for him, and he's playing as well as we've seen him play, at least on film. And he's a tough guard if you let him get downhill, But we got to be good against them because they will step out and shoot the basketball.
The way the schedule played out, where you guys had a game on Thursday, Sacred Heart hasn't played since last Tuesday. They're going to have about a week of preparation into this game to take on Southeast of Saline tonight. What do you want to see out of your guys the most?
Just go compete. Take the first couple of punches, and they're going to make a run. They're too good, and then inside this gym, the arena, the atmosphere is really, really good, and just take a deep breath, and calm the storm, and then go on our own. So,
best of luck. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thanks, Devin.
Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. His guys trying to make it 6-0 and move on into the holiday break unblemished, but they will take on the Sacred Heart Knights, and that'll be a tough task for them tonight. Halftime of the girls' contest, 29-25 is our score. We'll take a 2-minute timeout when we come back, scoring from the first half. And we'll get you all started for third quarter action. Southeast of Saline leads up by 4 on KINA.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojan Sports Program.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Troublesome car repair? Everyone has told you it cannot be fixed or it's way too expensive? Try McKim Auto Service in Gypsum, Kansas. They do quick, dependable work and provide the lowest hourly rate in the area. McKim Auto will service your vehicle from front to back and everything in between. They treat you and your car like a friend or even family. McKim Service specializes in engine and transmission rebuilds. 701 Maple, Gypsum, Kansas. Wouldn't trust anyone else with my family car. So, if your repair seems grim, remember McKim. Give them a call today to make your appointment.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Back here just about ready to start third quarter action. Let's go over scoring from the first half. Brought to you by the Citizen State Bank in downtown Gypsum. Bank or the Trojans Bank. It's in downtown Gypsum at Citizen State Bank. Southeast of Saline was led in scoring by Lexi Jacobson with 9. Reagan Getz had 8. 5 for Brielle Potachik, 4 for Abigail Pearson, and 3 for Maddie Harris. Sacred Heart being led in scoring, 9 points from Skylar Douglas, 8 points for Tessa Young, 5 points for Katie Weiss, and 3 points for Avery Eshelman. No bench points for Sacred Heart so far in this game, as all 5 of their starters did the scoring for the Knights. The Knights went 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Southeast of Saline went 2 for 6. Turnovers, 9 for Sacred Heart, 5 for Southeast of Saline. Now that we're 16 minutes in, Russ, you had a chance to recalibrate your new image audio keys to success for Southeast. What are they?
Put the ball in the hole. I mean, you got free throws. Make your free throws. They're not very good from the free throw line, and you have to contain the Sacred Heart shooters.
Yeah, it was also at that point where Sacred Heart was making their run. Southeast of Saline was unable to force them into turnovers. They had 9 early turnovers, but the last 4 minutes of the second quarter, Sacred Heart did not turn the ball over. And here's Tessie Young stuck at the elbow near a 5 count. The official didn't quite get there, though, and now she will give it up to Douglas. 7:30 left to play. Here in this second quarter, Southeast of Saline still playing defense. Sacred Heart has ran 40 seconds off the clock. Here's a step-back 3 for Weiss, and she picks up where she left off. 5 points in the second quarter, and she opens the scoring with 3, and that run continues on here for Sacred Heart. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, and that wasn't bad defense either. Had a hand in her face. Just a great shot by Weiss.
28-29. Castleman with it on the left wing. Now she's in trouble. She's going to bounce it out to Maddie Harris. Ball on the floor, and now Sacred Heart picks it up, and they'll swing it back to the corner where Castleman will get it. No exchange there on the possession. Southeast of Saline keeps it on their end. Harris up top now with a high screen from Jacobson. Boy, if she would have stuck with Lexi another second, Lexi ran right by that defender and was open on the backside of the rim. Here's a backdoor cut, though. Harris from Castleman. Avery drops a dime, and Harris scores.
Yeah, and Avery threw that ball before Harris even made her cut. She knew exactly where she was going to go. Great bounce pass and a great finish for Maddie Harris.
Weiss with it. Up top. Now she'll play it off to Tessa Young. Young tried to get in the lane and shoot the ball, and then she's going to be caught with a hand from Southeast of Saline in a jump ball situation. That was a dual possession. Southeast of Saline with the takeover, the 10th turnover for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, Kara Cochran going to check back into the game. Eshelman going out. I think you got to get some help, and you got to turn this fast break into points here. You got to beat the press and then score at the hoop.
Potacek with it. Off the inbounds from Getz. Harris still hanging out in the backcourt as well. Brielle comes up along the right-hand sideline of the Southeast of Saline offense. Potacek now looking to the right-hand side, and over there was Kiera Cochran. She'll take it away. Not a good pass there for Southeast of Saline. And Sacred Heart comes up empty on the layup attempt. Now Reagan Getz will take in the rebound as it was bouncing around on the floor. This Sacred Heart team is much more active defensively than what they were early on, too.
Yeah, they're much more active. When they started to get that run, it just took one three-pointer.
Here's Getz along the baseline. She'll rise up and shoot and then get baited into a over the back call that is whistled against Getz over the top of Grace Gormley, and a timeout called here by Shauna Smith. 31-28, a 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here. As I said, I think we're the only game tonight in the area. I looked around, couldn't find anything else. Tomorrow, though, in conference play, Beloit will take on Riley County. Also, other area games, Concordia is at Clay Center, Salina Central is at Andover, and Chapman is at Abilene as they renew their Dickinson County showdown right before the holiday break.
And to go back to this game right now, on the offensive side of the ball, what I've seen is Sacred Heart being real aggressive, like almost denying every pass or having a hand in the passing lane. You saw the one back cut by Maddie Harris, and I think you're going to have to continue to do that. Even if you don't get the pass or don't see them and don't hit it, you still have to make them aware that you are going to backdoor them.
31-28 our score. Southeast of Saline still leading. The last lead for Sacred Heart was back when they led 2-0 to start this game. Also want to take this opportunity to remind you the Chiefs Kingdom Show, which is regularly heard at 6 o'clock on this station, will be moved till tomorrow night. We'll hear from Mitch Holtis and the crew tomorrow from 6 until 7 o'clock. That's the Chiefs Kingdom Show here on KINA. Here's Castleman going down on the floor, trying to rip a ball away. And she plays it out to the left-hand sideline, looking for Maddie Harris, and just could never quite get it away as she was sitting on the seat of her pants and just too many active hands around her.
Yeah, but notice she went on the floor. Avery got on the floor and was the first one there and got the ball, just unable to find someone.
About 3 minutes into this third quarter, Sacred Heart started it off with a three-pointer. Now a ball going to be poked out of bounds by Maddie Harris as she came up and helped side defense.
Sacred Heart trying to do a little one-on-one up top, just a high pick and roll with trying to get Weiss open, and a great job so far defending that.
Weiss gets the inbounds from Douglas. Now she's between the circles in the middle of the floor. They swing it over to the right-hand side to Young. She looked briefly down at Gormley in the short corner. Here's Douglas now pulling up at the elbow. She'll come back out to Young. Young is going to drive, leaning on Maddie Harris, and a shot put up by Gormley is no good. Harris falls down with the rebound, but dribbled out the whole way. Now a one-handed pass up the floor. It's a 4-on-4. Castleman to the right-hand side to Getz. Reagan looking. Nobody available inside. Now she'll play it to Castleman. Avery looked left. Nobody there as Potacek was covered up. Now back out to Reagan Getz. She'll collect the defense. Out to Castleman for three. Won't go off the rim, but ringing coming in is Brielle Potacek. How many times have we seen the shortest player on the floor come in and get rebounds in the trees tonight for Southeast?
Yeah, and that's a third offensive rebound for Southeast and the second for Brielle Potacek.
She was able to cash that one in for 2. 7 points for Brielle so far. Here's Douglas for 3. She got it to go. Skylar Douglas has 12 points and a 30-second timeout called here by Sacred Heart as they want to talk about it. 33-31, halfway through the third. It's a 30-second timeout here on KINA.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
4:07 left to go here in the third quarter. Halfway through the third period, these two teams going after it here. Southeast of Saline had an early 15-point lead, but when Sacred Heart settled in, they are here to play and take this one down to the wire. 4:04 left to go. Pearson brings it across the timeline for Southeast. She'll play it off now to Brielle Potacek. Over to Reagan Getz. Big four-guard weave. Pearson ends up driving to the basket off the window. Left a little too strong. Abido got her rebound with the help of Lexi Jacobson. Put back no good. Jacobson again up above everybody. Tapping that rebound out to Maddie Harris. Here's Getz for three. Got it. Big shot. Reagan Getz. And Southeast needed that one.
Yeah, and offensive rebounds 4 and 5 right there, and they needed a big three, something to spark them.
Here's Gormley inside, lost the basketball, but then gets it back, plays it out to Weiss. Weiss drives along the baseline. She's bumped out of bounds. Now out to Douglas for three. That one kisses the front of the rim. She just hit one from the other side. Harris now bringing it up in traffic, throws the ball behind Potacek. Brielle sells out, goes to the bench, saves it back in play to Pearson. High post now to Jacobson, out to Getz. Getz, active coming to the near side, goes all the way to the cup. Left-hand layup won't go, and she is fouled. Haven't had a lot of fouls in this game. Matter of fact, we've only shot a combined 8 free throws between these two teams. Reagan Getz will go to the free throw line here for 2.
And one thing I noticed, Abigail Pearson can play all over the floor. And right now she's throwing the ball in, and they just need to get it back to her and bring it up the floor. As Grace Gormley is guarding her, and obviously Abigail Pearson is the more athletic of them. She can handle the ball. We've seen her drive by her 3 times now. So look for Southeast maybe to get Abigail Pearson the ball for a driving kick.
Gormley getting a lot of minutes here in the second half. So I don't know if Coach Carl Hines saw something he liked with her against matchups or what it may be, but she is playing a lot here so far in this third quarter. Gets both the free throws to go. Reagan has 13. And Reagan, you can tell, she gets that look in her eye. She's going to the hole.
Yeah, it just takes one to fall for her, and the basket just seems to get bigger.
Southeast now has built this lead back to 7. Addison Roars back into the game for Southeast of Saline. Eshelman also back in for Sacred Heart. She plays it to Tessie Young, just a shade left, top of the circle. Young trying to dribble around Pearson. Pearson won't have any of it. Now back out to Weiss. Weiss has no space, is now Castleman on her. A high pick, though. Weiss gets free, fires a 3. That won't go. Harris with the rebound. 2.5 minutes left to go here in the third. Southeast on a bit of a run. After they have this pulled whack within 1, they lead it now by 7. 38-31. Little give and go. Roar with Harris. Ball hits the deck. Southeast coughed it up. That was poor spacing there for Southeast.
Yeah, and I noticed that Gormley is no longer guarding Abigail Pearson. It is now Eshelman.
Here's Douglas, gets into the paint. Her hanging southpaw shot is up, no good. Sacred Heart, though, saves it with an offensive rebound. Young has it in the corner. Tessie Young out to Weiss. Weiss is going to bring Avery Castleman out with her. High post now to Eshelman. Eshelman wants to drive. Pearson, though, all over her. Good defense by Abigail Pearson. Here's Weiss inside. I don't know if that was a shot or a pass, but it ended up with Gormley. Gormley was fouled in the act of shooting. She'll get a couple of free throws here.
Yeah, and unfortunate right there. Gormley kind of got herself in a bad spot. She was directly right underneath the goal, and Abigail unable to just slow her body down. She was straight up, but unable to slow down and ran into her. Just a real unfortunate, almost a bailout foul right there.
Second team foul for Southeast of Saline. For Abba Pearson, that is her first personal. First free throw by Grace Gormley is up and good. That is her first point of the game. Brielle Potacek checks in for Southeast of Saline. She will replace Maddie Harris.
And I still think on the offensive side of the ball, you have to go inside out. You have to get the ball in, out, maybe a back cut. The backside is wide open.
Gormley's second free throw won't go. Rebound off the right hand of Pearson. into the protective custody of Brielle Potacek. Here comes Brielle across her defender. Plays it out to Jacobson. Lexi wants to drive. Gets all the way to the rim. Pitches out for a Castleman three. And it will be free throws for Avery Castleman. She was knocked down by Eshelman as she was following through on that three-point attempt. And it will be 3 free throws coming up for Avery Castleman.
And that's exactly what you have to do. Drive and kick. Drove in. The defense collapsed inside the lane. Found Castleman out for a three and just didn't. The defender did not give her space to land.
Avery's first free throw rattles out, trying to extend this 6-point lead for Southeast of Saline. 1:38 left to go here in the third. Castleman will take a second crack at it. It goes. Still a chance to salvage 2 out of 3 here.
And you're going to have to get these free throws as we get to the end of this third quarter and into the fourth. You haven't shot the ball well from the free throw line.
2 out of 3 for Avery Castleman. 4 out of 5 for Southeast as a team here in this quarter. Back to an 8-point advantage. 40-32. The last minute and a half, you have a feeling, is going to be huge here in this game. And Tessa Young hits a three. Young with her third three-pointer of the night. She has 11. And now a foul will be called on Tessa Young as Brielle Potacek was fouled trying to bring the ball up the floor.
And you're going to have to get a hand in the shooter's face. They're not closing out real well, just running out with your hands down at your side. You got to chop your feet, get one hand up, make sure you don't run through, slow down, but get a hand in the shooter's face.
Holly Bonilla will check in for Young, who has to go out with 3 fouls. Megan Torrey also has 3. There's a backdoor cut as Potacek drops a frosty little dime on Abigail Pearson for 2.
Yeah, and the backdoor cut has been there the whole game, and maybe now they'll see it that even to start the offense, you can make that backdoor cut.
Back to a 7-point Southeast lead. 1 minute left to play here in the third. Weiss still having to deal with Avery Castleman, who is on her defensively. Usually when that happens, Shauna Smith has said, we're going to shut you down from now on.
Yeah, and Abigail Pearson is playing great help side defenses. Now they get a switch.
Weiss has it. Took a couple of dribbles. Castleman there to shut her down, and then she threw a lob pass inside, which was whacked out of bounds by Lexi Jacobson.
And even if Lexi doesn't get her hand on that, the backside defense and the court awareness of Abigail Pearson to see that lob pass and come over from the far side.
Almost a line change here for Shauna Smith. Lexi Jacobson comes back in. Maddie Harris comes back in. Reagan Getz comes back in. Potacek and Castleman stay on the floor. 40 seconds left to play here in the third. Now Getz will be on Weiss. Weiss will take a baseline, throw it back into the paint, stolen away by Castleman. Up the floor to Harris. She leads a 1-on-2 all the way to the rim, and Maddie Harris gathers it up in time to put it off the window for 2.
And that was a great low bounce pass. Get it to where only your girl can get it. Take one dribble and go up.
Down to 20 seconds in the third, and Southeast forces an unforced turnover, if that's fair. The second turnover by Sacred Heart in this quarter.
And I think right here, you either take the quick shot, the layup on the back door, or you settle for one basket here being up 9 points.
Excuse me, that's actually the third turnover. I didn't account for the last one that was just stolen away by Avery Castleman. 17 seconds left to play here in the third. See if Southeast can add onto their 9-point lead. Still in the backcourt is Harris. She comes across the timeline. 10 seconds left to go.
And you have to attack Young. She's got 3 fouls.
Here comes Harris with it. She has Young on her. Now back to the right-hand side, Potacek. Clock down to 2. Out to Harris for 3 at the buzzer. Got it to go! Maddie Harris off the feed from Brielle Potacek makes it rain from the top of the key, and Southeast of Saline builds their lead back to 12 as they stop the end of the third quarter. 47-35. Southeast with a 12-point lead here on KINA.
The winter season may be here, but paintball fun is still waiting for you at Elite Sports. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, located 5 miles south of Salina, is open for special winter hours. Get the group together and visit Elite Sports on Saturdays and Sundays this winter from 11 until 4. Elite Sports features low-impact paintballs for the beginners or little ones so everyone can have more fun. Visit them online at salinapaintballcomplex.com. Elite Sports Paintball Complex, open and waiting for you this weekend.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Sacred Heart hit a three-pointer to begin the third quarter, made this a 29-28 game. Since then, Southeast of Saline has come back now and put on an 18-7 run to end the quarter.
And almost get a turnover right there as Reagan Getz was able to jump. She was beat on the cut, but a great job of using the offhand to stay away from the offensive player. And that was great defense on that inbounds pass right there as the ball comes in. They kind of switch defenders right there.
Potocik, Harris, Jacobson, Castleman, Getz are your Southeast Lady Trojans on the floor. They lead at 47-35. Again, live stream video of tonight's contest brought to you no charge. As always, free on SalinaPost.com thanks to Salina Ortho. Boy, this Lady Trojan defense right now is suffocating the Knights from Sacred Heart, having problems with it, but they get a pick and roll with Gormley inside. Gormley can't make the shot, and Avery Castleman brings off the rebound for Southeast of Saline. 7:10 left to go in the game.
Yeah, and if you're bringing the ball up the court and number 31 in purple's on you, I wish you the best because her man-to-man defense is exceptional.
Getz has it now. Right wing for Southeast. She's going to get into the paint. Little hop there. Plays it back out to Castleman. Avery back and forth. She has a couple of free throws in this game, but she's been fantastic on defense. Here's Getz. Draws a double team. Rises up. Can't score. And an unintended rebound on the backside. Taken in by Megan Torrey. 47-35. Southeast leading it by a dozen. Douglas with it. Freshman's been good tonight. Had a solid third quarter. She'll spin and shoot here and score. Skylar Douglas leading the way for the Lady Knights with 14.
Yeah, and she is a great young player. Not only is she great on offense, does really well on the defensive end.
She's a southpaw, too. Hard to guard sometimes. Here's a backdoor cut by Brielle Potocik. She'll take it to the middle of the rim. Brielle had some opposition on the left-hand side of the basket. She got to the middle of the paint, Russ, and finished that with her right hand.
Yeah, just a great job there and a great pass by Maddie Harrison. She was going up for the left-hand layup, saw a defender coming, just kind of sidestepped and laid it up right over the front of the rim.
Back to a 12-point purple lead. Castleman all over Weiss. Weiss is going to drive. And a reach-in foul, I believe, will be tagged here against Southeast of Saline. Let's see who gets it. It'll be their third team foul. It will go against Avery Castleman. And all this defense and all this rebounding and all this scrappy play from Avery Castleman, that's her first foul.
Yeah, and that just goes to show you the discipline that Shauna has these girls playing on the defensive side of the ball.
Each team with 3 team fouls. Still be a while before we're shooting free throws. 5:49 left to go. 12-point lead by Southeast. Back in the second quarter, they had a 15-point lead. Here's a block by Maddie Harris. Then it's taken away by Jacobson. Here comes Southeast of Saline up the floor. Harris being bumped. Now she's going to hand it off to Pearson. Pearson comes back, top of the circle of Potocik. Brielle looking backdoor at Castleman. Wasn't quite there. They'll continue on with offense. Harris gets into the keyhole. She'll pitch it out now. Castleman ends up with it on the right-hand side. Back to Jacobson. Lexi all the way down the right-hand side and scores. Lexi rising and scoring with that jump shot.
Yeah, and Young came over to take a charge, and Lexi did a great job coming to a jump stop and going straight up and not floating into the defender.
You're almost better off meeting her at the rim because if you force her to shoot a jump shot, she's going to jump higher than you and she's going to hang longer than you. Now a foul on Southeast here defensively. It'll be their fourth team foul, and it's on Maddie Harris. For Maddie, that is her second. So nobody really in foul trouble here for Southeast, Russ, except for Maddie Harris and Brielle Potocik, but they only have 2.
Yeah, sitting very well, and that, like I go back, the discipline that they have playing for the ball. If you're going in for a steal, you swipe up. You teach your kids to swipe up, because if you come down almost like a tomahawk, you're going to get the foul called. You got to go up to the ball and flip it back to yourself.
Yeah, a lot of times it's the motion of swiping down that the officials will see, whether you make contact or not. That's a great point. First free throw was missed by Tessa Young. She is eyeballing a second one here on the way, and it's good. 12 points for Tessa Young in this game, and a full timeout called by Sacred Heart. 5:04 left to go here in the fourth quarter. So Baker's dozen lead for Southeast of Saline, and a full timeout taken by Sacred Heart. Back with more Lady Trojan basketball presented by Salina Ortho on KINA.
Stress-free holiday shopping is going on now at the Appliance Center. With supply chain issues, Speed Queen products are hard to find, but not here. The Appliance Center has a full selection of Speed Queen washers and dryers. They also have a full kitchen lineup, including ranges, refrigerators, microwaves, dishwashers, and freezers. Colder temps won't keep you from grilling with a Green Mountain Grill. Shop their full selection of grills and pellets. Holiday sales and discounts at the Appliance Center in the big red and white building on Broadway in Salina.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Devin Haney, Russ Kossel back. 51-38 here at Sacred Heart High School Gymnasium. Been a good game so far. Southeast of Saline had the temperature like they might run away with this one. Middle of the second quarter, they had a 15-point lead. But Sacred Heart closed out the half on an 11-0 run. We set 29-25, Southeast of Saline leading it at halftime. Sacred Heart hit a three, made it a one-point game to start the second half, but then Southeast outscored them 18-7 to end the third quarter. And now currently have a 13-point lead. Long pass in to break this press. Pearson to Jacobson. Lexi will bring it up to the three-point line and set offense.
And I think that's the advantage for this Southeast team. If you're going to pressure, all 5 girls on the floor can handle the ball at any time.
Brell Potachik left-hand side. Now she'll bring it around on a curl dribble. Play it to Reagan Getz. Getz now looks, pick and roll to Addison Rohr. Rohr, a little hesitation in a jump ball situation called. The hesitation was because the hand was on top of the ball for Sacred Heart. The light will stay in honor of Southeast of Saline, who will inbound underneath their own basket.
And you would have liked to have seen her go up right away. Regardless if there's somebody there, just go up and try to draw contact.
Potachik surveying the field, seeing who to go into. She finds Pearson. That springs free for Southeast. Now Brielle has it back. Right wing to Jacobson. Lexi, little ball fake. She'll play it around to Pearson. Now Getz crossover move. Takes her defender all the way to the cup. That won't go. Good defense there by Katie Weiss. Now ball on the floor. It's picked up by the Lady Knights. Here comes Sacred Heart off and running. 4:19 left to go. A long two-pointer in transition. That won't go from Cochran, and the ball secured here by Abigail Pearson.
And also on the offensive end with Abigail Pearson bringing the ball up, Eshelman is on her, so that drags the big girl outside of the lane as now they're going to switch.
Yeah, Eshelman looking for somebody to guard. Now she switches off with her teammate Douglas and will take Addison Rohr. Jacobson now free. She'll go over to the right-hand side to Getz. 3:49 left to play. Yep. Jacobson tried that little quick move, and she got called with a traveling violation.
Yeah, and good offense right there for Southeast. You want to keep the ball moving. The back cuts are there. 2 back cuts did not get hit. The defense was behind, but still it lets you know that the back door is going to be there. You just got to keep the ball moving around the horn.
Weiss, Cochran, Young, along with Douglas and Eshelman on the floor for Sacred Heart. And here's a pick-and-roll maneuver attempted by Sacred Heart. Douglas throws it out of bounds. Turnover number 5 for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, the pick-and-roll play was the pick without the roll right there. She was anticipating, Douglas was, that there would be an offender there.
Full court pressure here now by Sacred Heart. Southeast of Saline gets it in the hands of Maddie Harris. Harris will take it upon herself to bring it up the floor. Everybody cleared out with 3.5 minutes left to go. Harris floats to the left-hand side. Now to Brielle up top. Castleman now backside to Brielle. Here's a three-pointer on the way. Potachik can't get it to go. Gets, though, inside with the rebound. Her attempt won't go, and, boy, looked like a lot of action up top. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with Southeast.
And Reagan gets that offensive rebound right there, and she gets it high and brings it down into the low, takes a dribble, and then goes back up. Keep that thing up, go right back up with it.
Way up top. Gormley deflected that ball. Now she's out of position. It's a brief 5-on-4 for Southeast. Potachik goes to the paint. Now back out here to Getz. Here's Jacobson with it. Lexi to Castleman. She'll try the three. That won't go too strong. Rebound taken in by Tessie Young. Sacred Heart back the other way. Southeast not scoring. They took a lot of time off the clock there, about a minute. Here's a shot put up by Douglas. That's no good, but Eshelman on the backside gets her first two-pointer of the game. She had a 3 in the second quarter.
Yeah, just unable to get the block out right there on the short air ball attempt, the short arm by Douglas.
Harris with it to the right-hand side. Potachik has it. 2:35 left to go in this one. 51-40, Southeast of Saline, trying to win their 5th in a row over Sacred Heart. Potachik with it. Now to Maddie Harris. Southeast just kind of has that feel to them right now that they're going to accept nothing but layups. Here's Potachik on a drive. She'll pull up for a short corner jumper from about 7 feet, and that won't go too strong. These two teams picking bad chances here to go cold from the field. Here's Weiss. She gets a screen and springs free. She'll shoot the 2. And now a timeout call. Katie Weiss enters double digits with 10. She's the third Sacred Heart player in double digits, and that makes it a 9-point game. 2:03 left to go. We have a full timeout. 51-42. Southeast of Saline leads it by 9. They have the basketball when we come back here on KINA.
2022 has come to an end. Finish it off in style with a new vehicle from Home Automotive. Hi, this is Tim Holm. Right now, we've got our biggest and best selection of the year, so you won't have to wait for your next new ride. We always make it easy to shop and buy with the Kelly Blue Book Instant Cash offer from Home Automotive. You'll get the most of your trade-in. Get out of your old ride and into a new one just in time for the new year. Come on over to Home Automotive in Salina and Abilene. You'll be glad you did.
Stardust Trophy in downtown Salina is your full-service headquarters for trophies and awards for club and sporting events. But did you know Stardust Trophies also makes employee name tags with your company logo? They engrave executive awards like desk clocks and pen desk sets. They imprint artwork and photos on T-shirts, coffee mugs, mouse pads, even personal calculators. Stardust Trophy carries clear sports ball holders on wood bases for treasured or autographed balls from footballs to golf balls. Go to full-service Stardust Trophy, 121 South Santa Fe, downtown Salina.
Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans, from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawsalina.com.
51-42, Southeast of Saline attempting to break the full-court pressure from the Sacred Heart Lady Knights. They have been able to do that, Russ. They just haven't been able to convert the press break into any points.
Yeah, it's just a man-to-man press, so you get the ball in, clear the rest of them out, and Maddie Harris will bring it up the floor.
Pearson with it. She slings it left to Harris, now into the corner to Castleman. Avery will bring it back to the center of the floor on a pass to Reagan Getz. Southeast probably, like last possession, accepting nothing less than layups here as they are melting this clock away, and they are putting Sacred Heart in desperation mode. Here's Getz. She'll drive to the left-hand side after a couple of Sacred Heart Lady Knights got out of position, and now she plays it back to Harris. We're under 90 seconds left to go. Pearson with it. To the right-hand side, Castleman, that ball swatted out of bounds by Eshelman. It will stay with Southeast. 83 seconds left to go.
And that's what you got to do if you're Southeast. You got a 9-point lead. You're moving the ball around perfect around the outside. Just keep the ball moving around. Make them come out to guard you.
Harris with it. Up top. She'll play it now to Pearson. Pearson goes right. She plays it to Castleman. Now to Jacobson. Lexi with those long strides. Boy, she's almost untrappable. Now back left. Castleman now gets in a bad corner along the baseline. Gets herself out of trouble real quick. Under a minute left to play. 51-42. Southeast has shortened this game by a large margin. And now a hand check foul will be called here against Sacred Heart.
And this is not really out of the norm for Southeast of Salina, moving the ball around and letting time run off the clock. This is the bulk of their offense. A lot of cutting, a lot of passing around the perimeter, looking for a backdoor.
And they did all that without Brielle Potacek on the floor. She was taking a break. She comes in for Pearson. And now a foul on Gormley as she reaches out and fouls Lexi Jacobson. That is still only 5 fouls on Sacred Heart. They still have to foul 2 more times.
And they're going to get there. So when you get to the stripe, you're going to have to get free throws.
Maddie Harris came springing open off of a screen. And then clapped her hands, so Reagan gets recognized her. Get the ball in Maddie's hands, and now a foul called in the backcourt.
And one thing you're going to have to watch here is you got to go for the ball. Weiss did not go for the ball. It's just a 2-hand shove on Maddie Harris.
Into the backcourt. Here comes Brielle Potacek using the whole court now. She has Douglas on her. Next foul will put Southeast at the free throw line. 3-person trap here against Brielle Potacek, and she is going to the free throw line. She looks over and smiles at her coach as if to say, got away with that one, didn't I?
Yeah, she kind of dribbled herself into a bad spot right there. Just kind of got in tight, but you knew they were coming to foul. The official was all over it. So see if now Brielle can knock these 2 free throws down.
Tessa Young has 4 fouls now. She got ticketed with a foul. It's a 1-on-1 opportunity for Brielle Potacek. Free throw on the way. It won't go. Gormley gets the rebound for Sacred Heart. 36 seconds left. Have to almost protect the three-point line exclusively here if you're Southeast of Saline. Douglas takes a drive. That won't go. Gormley got the rebound, and then it's knocked out of her hands by Maddie Harris. It will stay here with Sacred Heart with 28 seconds.
And that's only the 7th offensive rebound in this whole game that Southeast has given up.
Up top. Weiss will go to Douglas for three. Loose ball off the rebound, scooped up by Brielle Potacek. Brielle now looking for some help. She'll come back middle to Getz. Getz knocked that ball down and then was bumped, and it goes out of bounds. It will go to Sacred Heart.
Yeah, and obviously trying to get the ball into Reagan Getz's hands right there, but still up 9, only 17 seconds left. Just don't foul here on a shot.
17 seconds left to go. They get it into Weiss. She is in no hurry, waiting on a screen. Now she's going to play it left-hand side. Douglas has it. There's a three-pointer put up by Weiss. That will go. Katie Weiss scores a three. She has 5 in the quarter, 13 for the game with 4 seconds left to go. And a timeout taken here by Sacred Heart. It's a full timeout. We'll step aside, take it as well. Back to wrap things up after this on KINA.
This is Tammy Bedreau at the Bank of Tesket. If you're looking to purchase your new home in the near future, I want you to know we offer a variety of loan options to finance your home purchase. I would love an opportunity to be your lender. Give me a call or stop in today to learn more. We are local lenders making local decisions. The Bank of Tesket, committed to those we serve. MLS number 712440. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Long pass up the sideline by Avery Castleman to start this break. She finds Maddie Harris. Harris gets it right back, and then a foul will be called with 1.7 seconds left to play. Avery Castleman will step to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 opportunity, and that should do it as Avery Eshelman commits the foul. Castleman will get a chance to score probably the last points of the game here.
And I think a great job by what I would consider a young team that Southeast of Saline is of handling the run. You saw Sacred Heart come on a big run early in the second quarter.
Missed free throw by Castleman, but that will do it. 51-45, the victory here for Southeast of Saline. The Lady Trojans have finished the 2022 portion of their schedule unblemished, and they are the 5th-ranked team in the state of Kansas by the Kansas Basketball Coaches Association in the state of Kansas. We'll see if that changes when the new rankings come out tomorrow afternoon. 51-45, that'll do it here from Sacred Heart High School. Postgame coming up next. It's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. We'll have final numbers for you. Also, a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game after a 6-point victory. It's the 6th victory of the season for Southeast of Saline here on KINA.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire-related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North Ninth, Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina has something for everyone on your shopping list. They offer a vast variety of fine jewelry options and are committed to providing the highest quality service at a fair price. Free checks and cleaning on your jewelry. Check out the large selection of American Darling purses made right here in the USA. Enjoy 20% off store-wide Friday until Christmas Day. Excludes loose diamonds and repairs. Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, where it's the little things that matter since 1884.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Time now for the Trojan Postgame Show on KINA. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Back here on Postgame, it's brought to you by our friends at Commercial Tire Centers. 2 locations in Salina. 51-45. Southeast of Saline wins it. They go to 6-0 on the season, while Sacred Heart drops to 1-5. Let's go over scoring for you. First for the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans, brought to you by the Citizen State Bank in downtown Gypsum. It was a baker's dozen kind of night tonight for Reagan Getz. She had 13, leading 3 different Southeast Lady Trojans in double digits. Getz with 13, Jacobson with 11, 10 for Maddie Harris, 9 for Brielle Potachik right on the doorstep of double digits, 6 points for Abigail Pearson, and 2 points for Avery Castleman. For the Sacred Heart Lady Knights, all their scoring except for 1 point was done in their starting 5. 14 points by freshman Skylar Douglas, 13 for Katie Weiss. She scored 5 of those in the fourth quarter. 12 points for Tessa Young, 5 points for Avery Eshelman, and a single point tonight for Grace Gormley. Southeast of Saline, a shade under 50% from the free throw line. They went 6 out of 13. Sacred Heart 4 out of 6 from the free throw line. Southeast of Saline won the turnover battle with 9. Sacred Heart had 14. Once again, 51-45, our final score. Time now for a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game. Russ, I will go to you first. Your thoughts, sir?
I'm going to give my Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game to Lexi Jacobson. I feel like she played hard, not only on offense, scoring 11 points. She had a few offensive rebounds, crashing the glass hard, played excellent defense. What say you?
You know, I've gone back and forth on this. Reagan Getz had a nice start to this game. She scored 8 points in the first quarter, but she did not score in the second quarter. Had 5 points in the third quarter, but didn't score in the fourth quarter. I got to go with Avery Castleman again. Avery has kind of shifted her game. She is not scoring a ton right now. She just had free throws tonight, 2 free throws. But her ability to take the other team's best player out of the game is just crazy big right now for Southeast of Saline. I got to go with Avery Castleman and her defense tonight, mainly on Katie Weiss in this contest.
Yeah, you can't go wrong there. You know, you're right. She hasn't been in the scoring column as much, but you notice she's stepping up big. Like you said, stopping their leading scorer, always getting the leading scorer from every team, and she is just playing phenomenal defense leading up to Christmas break.
51-45, visit our friends at Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, where it's the little things that matter. Since 1884, 20% off store-wide for the holiday season up through Christmas Eve. Let's turn the corner now. We will have game number 2 of our doubleheader. We'll hear from Bryson Flax. When we come back, we'll also have starters for you and the tip. Southeast of Saline taking on Sacred Heart on the guys' side. And it starts now here on KINA.
It's a new Trojan basketball season, and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me, and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com.
Time now to take a second and catch up with Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojan basketball team, currently ranked number 1 in Class 3A in the state, 5-0 after their big victory on the road against the state-ranked Hillsboro Trojans, 56-37 on Thursday night. Coach, your chance now to reflect upon this game. It just felt like it was not, I don't want to say never going to be close, but never really competitive. I mean, this was a dominating performance by your team Thursday.
Yeah, it was, and it really started out, on the defensive end. We were making them take, uncomfortable shots, and then they were one shot and out. We were doing a good job on the boards. our offense will happen. We'll get early offense, and then, if we have to run through it, I feel confident that we can be patient enough to get a good shot at least. But we didn't have to press outside of our limits defensively, and that was really encouraging to see.
This was a game that was kind of back and forth tempo-wise. You were able to take advantage of almost everything that they wanted to do as far as tempo. When you're in offense, you were good. When you're in transition, you were good. You ended up going up by 16 at one point in the second quarter. You stretched that to 25 in the third quarter, and they never led this game. What do you like best about what your team was able to accomplish on the road?
Well, the best thing in general that I like about my team, and it's been pretty consistent throughout the first 5, was that it doesn't matter who's guarding who, what the matchup is, what position they're in on the floor. They're beginning to get in the right places. All of them are. And when you get, usually you have 1 or 2 guys doing it, right, and then you have 1 or 2, messing it up, and that's what gives up easy buckets or easy layups. Buckets have been hard to come by for other teams against us for the most part.
Yeah.
Because collectively as a group, we have been really good, and we've been in really good spots. So we need to continue to do that.
Sometimes at the pace you play, and we've talked about this, turnovers will happen. You have the lob passes in there. You have the passes to the rim. Sometimes those don't work out or they're taken away. I had you unofficially for 4 turnovers in this game. That's got to be pretty special as well.
Yeah, it is. We really took care of the basketball. And Hillsborough wasn't really pressuring us, but you're right. As fast as we try and play, we kind of expect to turn the ball over 4 or 5 times just in transition, But, no, I thought we did a fantastic job. And, by the way, 2 of those were charges.
Yeah.
And so, we did a really good job protecting the basketball.
56-37, you get the victory. Go to 5-0 now on the season. And we talked about it being a little weird because you had a Friday night off, but you still have the same amount of days between that game and this game because this game being on a Monday. How the guys responded to that over the weekend?
It was fine. We took Saturday off. We ended up practicing yesterday, which was actually a blessing in disguise because I didn't have to watch the Chiefs game yesterday. So we were able to practice Sunday. We got after it for about an hour and 15 minutes, and we're ready to go.
Sometimes you can tell a lot about a team when you bring them in on a Sunday where you don't ordinarily practice. And let's face it, there's a ton of things probably that they might rather be doing. But when you bring your team on a Sunday, what do you see out of them?
Yesterday was actually really good.
Yeah.
We got up and down. It was ultra competitive. And actually, the last 2 times that we've gone up and down, we play cutthroat games to kind of condition a little bit so we don't have to sprint lines. But we're playing cutthroat games, and I got to break them up sometimes because I just have enough's enough. And they're physical, they challenge each other, and I think that's a very positive thing about our team.
This Sacred Heart team, they come in, they're 4-1 on the season. You were able to sweep Sacred Heart last season. It's the first time that's happened for Southeast of Saline on the guys' side in some time. We talked about that a lot last year. What do you know about this year's edition of the Knights?
They can shoot it.
Yeah.
They can definitely shoot it 1 through 5, likes to step out and has the capabilities of doing so. And then defensively, they're still, they play with the Gormley toughness, defensively. So a little undersized, but it doesn't tend to bother them, overly too much. They do a good job of finding bodies on box outs, good job on closing out. And then obviously Michael Matucci has been a 3-year guy for him, and he's playing as well as we've seen him play, at least on film. And he's a tough guard if you let him get downhill, but we got to be good against them because they will step out and shoot the basketball.
The way the schedule played out, where you guys had a game on Thursday, Sacred Heart hasn't played since last Tuesday. They're going to have about a week of preparation into this game to take on Southeast of Saline tonight. What do you want to see out of your guys the most?
Just go compete. Take the first couple punches, and they're going to make a run. They're too good, and then inside this gym, the arena, the atmosphere is really, really good, and just take a deep breath, and calm the storm, and then go on our own. So,
best of luck. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thanks, Devin.
Bryson Flax, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. His guys trying to make it 6-0 and move on into the holiday break unblemished, but they will take on the Sacred Heart Knights, and that'll be a tough task for them tonight.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Kansas Wesleyan University is proud to offer bachelor's degrees in criminal justice and emergency management, with both programs available on campus and online. Graduates have gone on to positions in the Secret Service, various police departments, the Kansas Court of Appeals, and to serve as county officials right here in the Sunflower State. Want to know more? Visit kwu.edu today. That's kwu.edu.
Hunters, not only can we fill up your tanks 24/7, but we've stocked ammo for your sporting needs. Our wide variety will get you stocked up. We have new orders coming every week, whether it's opening day or to shoot clay. We've got what you're looking for. We have the largest selection of ammunition in southern Saline County. During regular business hours, you can get your favorite pizza and snacks to have enough energy to win the day. Assyria Oil and Hardware, located in Assyria at the corner of Center and Main. We'll fill you up.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
After a dominant victory on the road, 56-37 over the Hillsboro Trojans on Thursday night, Southeast of Saline now turns their attention back into league play. Well, they will take on their foes from Saline County, the Sacred Heart Knights. Sacred Heart off to a good start. They are 4-1 so far this season, and Southeast of Saline looks to get their third straight victory over these Knights, but they'll have to do it here on their home floor at Sacred Heart High School in Salina. Welcome back into Sacred Heart. I'm Devin Haney along with Russ Kossel. We're courtside. We'll bring you all the play-by-play of this contest. It should be a good one here tonight as the 5-0 Southeast of Saline Trojans take on the 4-1 Knights. Brian Dennett's providing live stream video free of charge on SalinaPost.com. Brought to you by our friends at Salina Ortho. And Big Sam Pretty's producing and engineering this doubleheader of Southeast of Saline basketball. If you missed it earlier, Southeast of Saline's ladies stay undefeated. The 5th-ranked team in Class 3A in the state of Kansas beat Sacred Heart 51-45. Southeast of Saline now 6-0 on the season. They are 2-0 in league play. They dropped Sacred Heart down to 1-5 on the season. Southeast of Saline comes in, taking on a Sacred Heart team that is engineered by Michael Matucci, the junior. He's pretty much doing it all for Sacred Heart this season. He is averaging 17 points a game as the team's leading scorer. He also gets 3.5 steals per contest, averages 5 assists per game, and gets almost 6 rebounds per contest for these Knights. Of course, Southeast of Saline, you know they can get it done no matter who is going to be the leading scorer. It could be Sawyers, could be Nakari Moracle-Palmer, could be Luke Gebhardt, could be Daniel Kerr. It could be anybody else on the floor for Southeast of Saline. As a team, they are lighting it up so far scoring this season, but a lot of their scoring comes from the defensive side of the ball. Should be a good one. We'll be back after this timeout. We'll have starting lineups for you and the tip. It is the Saline County Showdown between Southeast of Saline and Sacred Heart. We'll have it all for you when we come back here on KINA.
Or make the highlight reel. Maybe you're not a high school athlete anymore, but just like an athlete, you can get first-class orthopedic care from Salina Ortho. Their doctors and staff strive to get you back to an injury-free, pain-free life as quickly as possible. Salina Ortho has a doctor on call 24/7 for all orthopedic injuries. So next time you're injured, trust the experts at Salina Ortho. Your voice, your choice, past, present, and future. See them online at salinaortho.com.
At home or on the road, K4 Garage will keep you moving. With over 12 years of mechanic experience, owner Nick Trout will diagnose and repair your engine to keep you in the game. Full service gas, diesel, or tires. K4 Garage also has a fully stocked convenience store with snacks and drinks. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 6, Saturday from 9 until 3. Trust K4 Garage with keeping you on the road. And if it has oil, they can change it at K4 Garage in Gypsum.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Suburban Appliance Center is your official dealer for Traeger grills. Check out this 6-in-1 versatile unit that grills, bakes, smokes, roasts, braces, and barbecues. Suburban is your exclusive dealer for the Traeger Timberline series, and they have your Traeger spices too. Suburban Appliance Center, they are locally owned and they offer appliance brands like Amana, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, and of course Maytag. Suburban also offers exceptional service. Suburban Appliance Center, 1900 South 9th.
Hunters, don't miss the 2023 Whitetail Summit. This is an opportunity to hear from some of the most highly regarded experts in the whitetail management field. Our event will feature Dr. Bronson Strickland from Mississippi State University and Don Higgins, founder of Real World Wildlife and co-host of the Chasing Giants podcast, as well as Wes Delks, a Higgins outdoor consultant. This event will include a meal and exclusive show specials from our sponsors. Doors open at 9:30 a.m. Saturday, February 18th at the Tony's Pizza Event Center. Go to phillipsseed.com for more details.
Your hard-working John Deere compact utility tractor deserves to be taken care of. And right now is the best time to get your equipment serviced at Prairie Land Partners. Choose from a silver or gold service package on compact tractors under 100 horsepower. Plus, they are offering hauling specials for your convenience. Visit prairielandpartners.com or call today to get your equipment serviced by a John Deere certified technician.
Delivering the right solution. Prairie Land Partners.
You're telling me your driver turns you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor's running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Back here at Sacred Heart High School, starting lineups being introduced right now, which is basically a packed house. I don't think you can get anybody else in this gymnasium here on the campus of Sacred Heart High School. Let's first go over the Sacred Heart Knights. They are under the direction of Brian Gormley in his 11th season for the Knights. They will start Michael Matucci, a 5'9 junior. He's the leading scorer for this team. Also gets 3.5 steals, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds per contest. Evan Bogart is also a junior. 6'3" forward, averages 13 points, 5 rebounds a game. Jet Samuelson, a 6'1 junior, averages 5 points a game. Max Ehrlich, a 6' junior, averages 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per contest. Rounding out the starting 5 for head coach Brian Gormley is Jason Mars, the 6'3 junior, averages 7 points per contest. This Sacred Heart team has no seniors on it. If that rings a bell, it should, because that was Southeast of Saline a year ago. For the Trojans of Southeast of Saline, they're up to a 5-0 start under the direction of Bryson Flax, assisted by Trent Douglas and Joe Ross. They will start Eli Sawyers, the senior, averaging about 17 points a game. Nakari Morico Palmer, also a senior, along with Drake Augustine, a senior. Luke Gebhardt, a senior. And the lone non-senior in the starting lineup is Daniel Kerr. Once again, these Trojans, the number 1 ranked team in Class 3A in the state of Kansas, and they are getting ready to try to move that record to 6-0 here before the break for the holiday season. This also the last game for Sacred Heart before the holiday season. And a fun fact, when we turn the calendar to 2023, both of these teams, their first game coming back will be against the Minneapolis Lions. Sacred Heart will play the Lions on the 3rd. Southeast of Saline will play the Lions on the 6th of January. Russ Kossel, your new image audio keys to success tonight for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned this, Michael Matucci is the guy for Sacred Heart. He is the guy. So I think the keys to the game is Drake Augustine, what we're assuming is going to match up with Matucci. So if Drake I don't think you can shut him down. Matucci is a good player. He's going to get his points, but you have to somehow contain him and make somebody else beat you.
Purple wearing Trojans. This is the second time this season they have worn their road jerseys. Third. Second time was at Hillsboro. Sacred Heart wearing their home whites, trimmed it in gold. A little bit of navy blue on those kits as well. Eli Sawyer's into the center circle. He will jump it up with Evan Bogart. And the ball goes high. Luke Gebhardt had momentary possession of it and then turns it over to Sacred Heart. First turnover of the game belongs to Southeast of Saline. Here come the Knights. Jet Samuelson has it. He works his way off to the left-hand side. Now to a curling Max Ehrlich. Ehrlich off to Matucci. Matucci inside. Try to pass from the big guy, Jason Mars, down low, and that was taken away by Nakari.
Yeah, you're not going to throw it over top of this Southeast defense.
Daniel Kerr puts up a baseline 3. That won't go. Sawyers with the putback. Will score. Eli Sawyers hitting the boards early. Takes a rebound off of the top of the head of a Sacred Heart Knight and then put it back in the cup off the window. 2-0 Southeast.
One possession, one offensive rebound.
Matucci blows by Augustine, then can't do anything with it as he met Sawyers in the paint. He'll play it back out now to Ehrlich. Ehrlich with a jumper. That's blocked. Nearly taken away by Southeast of Saline. 2 blocks here on this possession alone by Eli Sawyers. 1 minute into the contest. 2-0. Here's Ehrlich. No look pass down low, and a shot is up and good. Somebody got lost on defense for Southeast.
Yeah, it was Daniel Carey. Kind of came up on the help right there. Just lost his man.
Jet Samuelson on the bucket there for Sacred Heart. Luke Gebhardt skip pass over the top. He'll go to Sawyer. Sawyer's in the paint. A lot of traffic. Doesn't matter. He drops it home. Sawyers was really, really good against Hillsboro. He was even better the night before that against Abilene, where he scored 29. He had a week last week where he scored 45 points in 2 games.
Yeah, he gets that ball on the inside and takes that one dribble. If he's within 6 foot, that ball is going up.
Matucci with a spin move. Challenges Sawyers. Has to get away from the basket. Can't come up with anything. Now Southeast on a run out. 3-on-2 break. Nakari right-hand side to Drake Augustine, and Drake leans in and gets the foul. 2 free throws coming up for Drake Augustine.
Yeah, and Drake Augustine did it perfect right there. He was clearly undersized, but you go up and go into contact, lean into the contact and go up, knowing the ball's probably not going to go in, but you have to get that foul and go into the bigger man.
Evan Bogart guilty of his first foul. Augustine will step to the free throw line, where he will have an opportunity at 2. First free throw is on the way, and it's good.
So far on the defensive end, doing a great job. Saw in that last possession they had a switch, and Eli Sawyers got stuck on Matucci, and that's what allowed him to find that wide-open cutter.
Augustine makes both the free throws. He has put Southeast of Saline up by 4. 6-2 to score. Sacred Heart now having trouble getting the basketball in because Augustine is all over Matucci here.
And that's the matchup we're going to have to watch this whole game.
Sacred Heart gets it in to Evan Bogart. Bogart now plays it back to Michael Matucci. Matucci comes up the floor. Now he's met by Sawyers. Augustine hanging out. He'll put his hand in there. Now a cutter. And it's a left-handed basket up by Jason Mars over the top. Nice offense there by the Knights of Sacred Heart.
And that's 2 possessions and no rotation on the backside defense. You're going to have to drop down into help.
Nakari looking down low for Eli Sawyers. Has it stolen away by Sacred Heart. Here come the Knights back up the floor. Each team has 2 early turnovers here. Inside again, a pass and a meeting at the basket between Bogart and Sawyers blocks it and takes it away. Sawyers has 3 blocks already. Here's Augustine into traffic, and he'll get bumped and travel.
Yeah, it's got to come up, and I think he's got to look to kick one more pass. Take one dribble, kick out as that wide open was outside.
6-4 our score. Southeast leading by 2. 2.5 minutes into this game. Matucci with it. We'll bring it up the floor. Now float off left towards the scorer's table. High pick trying to come here for Jason Mars. Augustine, though, pushes him off. Matucci a little hesitation dribble, and Sawyers with another block as they meet at the rim. 4 blocks for Sawyers early on. Here's Gebhardt. One-on-one on the right-hand side, skips it back where it came from to Nakari Miracle-Palmer. Now to Augustine. Augustine gets in the paint. Shot off the window, won't go. Nakari got a hand on it, now tips it to Augustine. Out to Sawyers for 3. That won't go. Nakari with another offensive rebound. Scores with the left hand. Nakari Miracle-Palmer cleaning up the glass on the offensive end. That leads to a basket for Southeast.
Yeah, and that's 4 offensive rebounds now with points on every one of them.
8-4 Southeast of Saline. It seems like every shot attempt the Sacred Heart has had, it's been right at the rim, but Sawyers not allowing those baskets to even have a chance.
Yeah, see, he's about the only one rotating down on help side.
There's a ball that's nearly bobbled and given up by Jet Samuelson. He's still in trouble. Now he's going to find Evan Bogart with it. It works around to Matucci for 3. That won't go. Matucci gets his own rebound, and now a foul will be called on Daniel Kerr. The basket went in, and it will be an and-one opportunity for Michael Matucci.
And that's the risk you run of running out on a three-point shooter and not just closing out. And you go and try to swipe it and block it, and if it goes short, nobody there to block out, and he's there to get the offensive rebound, get the and-one, +1.
I'm a little surprised at the way Sacred Heart's just attacking the rim with their offense here. They're doing a really good job of running offense against the Southeast defense. Here's Nakari Miracle-Palmer going in for a dunk. Looked like he lost the handle on it. Ball comes out to Daniel Carey, who shoots an air ball from 3. And I will warn you, Russ, get everything ready to go here on your rosters because these two teams, they will go 5 or 6 guys deep off the bench. There's a no-look pass now for Jason Mars, who rises up and scores his second basket. 8-8 now the score. And just as I say that, Kason Lilly pops up off the bench for Southeast of Saline. He will start the flurry of substituting for these two teams. Inside, Gebhardt gathers it up and scores. Entry pass from Nakari.
Yeah, and that was a great pass. Nakari recognized there was no backside help coming over, just lobbed it right over to Luke and was able to go up for it.
These two teams tied at 8. That'll break that tie with Luke Gebhardt's first basket. Now Nakari Miracle-Palmer steals the inbounds on the press break. Out to Luke for 3. Rattles off, won't go. And the rebound taken in by Evan Bogart for Sacred Heart. Here come the Knights up the right-hand side of the floor, trying to set offense. Now they'll play it to the right-hand side to Max Ehrlich. Max will bring it back now to the left. Drew Richardson. Also Jake Gebhardt ready to check in at the next break. There's a gamble on a steal for Augustine. Can't get it. Matucci inside. He'll sling it out now for a pass shot from Mars. That's no good. Nakari with yet another rebound. He wants to force the action a little bit. He'll go up the floor to Kerr. Lob pass for Sawyers on the backside. Eli Sawyers was coming off the Sacred Heart bench, it seemed, and he's able to slam that one home.
Yeah, just unbelievable recognition. Sawyer kind of set that up, floated away from the basket. Defender flowed up to the free throw line, allowing Eli to put one finger up in the air, say, get it to me, I'll go get it. Two-hand down the throat.
And a beautiful pass from Danny Kerr to lead that one to the rim. Sawyers didn't have to do a lot other than meet it in the air. 12-8 the score. Here's Matucci driving all the way to the cup. He'll play it out to Ehrlich for 3 after he gathered himself up. That one an air ball, but it lands right in the chest of Matucci. Out now for a 3 from Bogart. No good. Drew Richardson with the rebound. Here comes Richardson up the left-hand side. Now back middle of the floor to Jake Gebhardt. He'll go to Luke, and they're going to call a blocking foul down low. A blocking foul as Mars couldn't get out of the way of Luke Gebhardt there. And the foul called on Jason Mars, his first.
And that was a great move by Luke. He kind of got it, just a little hesitation, and went to get the defender just a little off balance, unable to get the charge.
12-8, 2:17 left to go here in this contest, first quarter. Gebhardt has it off the inbounds. He'll pass it now to Jake. Jake Gebhardt, skip past Richardson, 4-3. Kisses the front of the rim, no good. Southeast has started out cold, shooting from beyond the perimeter so far in this game. They have yet to make a three-pointer. 12-8 the score. Southeast with a 4-point lead. 2 minutes left to play in the opening quarter. Up top, it's Matucci and Luke Gebhardt. Matucci will challenge him. Luke goes up to meet him. Got a piece of the ball, but they're going to say a foul against Jake Gebhardt, or Luke Gebhardt, and Luke's going to have a confrontation with the baseline official and briefly discuss that.
Yeah, let's go back to the offensive side of the ball. They're struggling to shoot the ball from the outside. Where they're getting their good look is the ball is going inside out. I think right now with Sawyers and his height, you have to get him somewhere near the post, get him the touch, and then turn and look, let the defense collapse, and then kick it out.
I said Luke had a confrontation with the baseline official. I should say consultation. It was not heated at all. He just asked, what did I do there? What can I do better? First free throw by Matucci is good after he missed his first attempt tonight. Second one misses and rolls off. Sawyers with the rebound. 12-9. Southeast of Saline leads at 1:45 left to go. If you're interested in looking at what you're hearing, live stream video on SalinaPost.com right now, free of charge, presented by Salina Ortho. Here's Sawyers with it along the baseline. Little fadeaway shot won't go. Richardson sneaks in and cleans it up. Drew Richardson for 2, and he becomes the 5th Southeast player to score in this game.
And that is 5 offensive rebounds and 8 points off of 5 offensive rebounds.
Ehrlich has it. It's a 5-point lead for Southeast of Saline, 14-9. He blows right by the defender, and Sawyers is there to meet him. 5 blocks for Eli Sawyers. Lilly has it in transition. Richardson looked at the 3. Now pass up to Jake Gebhardt. He'll shoot the 3 that won't go. Richardson, another offensive rebound, and he's fouled. Drew Richardson crashing the boards hard here in this game in the first quarter, and he will visit the free throw line.
And we talked about that in the girls' game. Brielle Potocik, the shortest player on the floor, getting all the offensive rebounds. Now you see Drew Richardson check into the game with a whole nother energy level of just 2 back-to-back offensive rebounds.
Richardson's free throw off the front of the rim won't go. I've always believed that regardless of size, build, leaping ability, man, rebounding is all about desire. You got to go get them rebounds. If you don't put that initial effort forward, it doesn't matter how big you are or how high you can jump.
Yeah, you can teach everything you want as a coach, but you cannot teach hustle and attitude, and that is exactly what it takes right there to rebound the basketball.
Richardson misses both of his free throws. Sacred Heart had a guy, it was Matucci, down the court wide open, and Ehrlich saw him too late. He'll swallow it. Now a minute left to go here in the opening quarter. 14-9. Here's a deflection and a takeaway by Nakari. Sacred Heart trying to get back on defense. It's a 3-on-2 break. Nakari bumped in the paint, and a foul called against Michael Matucci, his first.
A good job there by Nakari, recognizing that Matucci was running from the far side. Just go into him, take a sidestep, so once again you don't get the offensive foul.
Interesting matchup right now. Matucci's guarding Nakari on defense. I think we have seen this before, and what Bryson Flax usually does is post Nakari up down low. Here's Case and Lilly for 3. Go ahead and count that.
Yeah, and that's good. You got to get Case and Lilly going. We've seen him get hot early, and if that maybe that's the 1 3-pointer they need to get the ball to fall in the hole.
Matucci brings the ball up the floor, puts a pass in down low to Luke Newell, and Newell scores his first basket of the game off the bench. Bench points for Sacred Heart. 23 seconds left to go. Now Matucci is off of Nakari, and Bogart is guarding him. That's a little more matchup friendly for Sacred Heart. Clock down to 14. Caden Isaacson has it. Isaacson looked briefly inside at Nakari, now shakes him off. Clock down to 8. Richardson, skip pass across to Nakari. Nakari now gets it back to Richardson for 3. Might have got deflected. It's going to be strong. Fight for the rebound, and there's the buzzer at the end of the quarter. The ball goes in off the backboard, and they're going to say good. Brian Gormley is saying that shot should not count, and they're going to count it. And they also said it was a 3-pointer. I don't know about that. 20-11, our score. Southeast of Saline ends the first on a big flurry. They have a 9-point lead at the end of 1. We'll be back with more Southeast basketball on KINA.
Hi, it's Sarah. And Addison. Are you the guy who doesn't know what to give your wife or parents for Christmas because they already have everything? Give them the gift of time from Merry Maids in Salina and Abilene. It's perfect. Who doesn't need more time? Gift certificates are available in any denomination. Merry Maids can clean your house from top to bottom. So give the gift of time this Christmas with a gift certificate from Merry Maids in Salina and Abilene.
Find Merry Maids on Facebook or at merrymaids.com.
Merry Maids, relax. It's done.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
A rebound landed in the lap of Nakari Moracle Palmer at the end of the first quarter. Nakari shot it up. It went off the backboard and ended up going in. And Southeast of Saline gets a 3 at the buzzer to lead now 20-11.
And that was the 7th offensive rebound in the first quarter and points off of every one of them.
Southeast now protecting that lead. Sacred Heart Trying to run some offense here. Matucci plays it out for a shot that is way too strong and an air ball. Caden Isaacson will bring it the other way off the rebound to Kason Lilly. Back to Drew Richardson. Richardson to the elbow, now to Nakari. Nakari faked the three, now he'll give it up to Drew. This is 4 reserves on the floor right now with Nakari Morical-Palmer. Here's Nakari for 3. That one's more traditional and a three-pointer. He lets the Sacred Heart student body know about it.
Yeah, and if
Russ, they were giving him a little flack during that timeout about that three-pointer.
Yeah, if you're open as Nakari's going to get a block right there on the fast break.
Matucci streaking to the basket. Nakari went up and bothered that shot, got a finger on it. Now an offensive foul called against Kason Lilly.
Yeah, kind of got a little out of control right there going to the corner. Did get his off arm out. Good call by the official. I think on that, if you're Lilly, you take one hesitation and go back because there's 2 guys cutting to the basket in the middle of the lane.
23-11, our score. It's a 12-point advantage for Southeast of Saline. Back-to-back three-pointers by Nakari Morical-Palmer. 1 to end the first and 1 to begin the second. 6:48 left to play here in the second quarter. Here is Max Ehrlich driving. Try to shoot it off the glass. That won't go. Pitch out off the rebound to Caden Isaacson. Isaacson all the way to the cup. Can't get the layup to go. Kason Lilly on the rebound and scores. That's one thing the Southeast of Saline team does better than probably any team I've ever seen is clean up transition misses.
Yeah, and that's 8 offensive rebounds and now 10 points off of 8 offensive rebounds. 12 points.
Southeast lead is 14. 25-11. 6:14 left to go. Sacred Heart had the basketball on the right wing, and now a line change here for Southeast. Augustine, Kerr, Sawyers, Luke Gebhardt all check in, and Nakari Morical-Palmer will stay. Starters back out on the floor.
And when you have this at your ability, you see Kentucky do a lot of this, going 5 in, 5 out, and you wonder how it works. They can go 4 in, 4 out and leave whoever in there.
Luke Newell will get the inbounds pass. Now falling down with the basketball is Jet Samuelson. And Samuelson has to get a timeout from his bench to bail him out of what would be an almost turnover there. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll take it as well. 6:02 left to go. It's a 30. We'll be back with more here on KINA.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach, right off Crawford, and their second location in the Central Mall in Salina, and a new location in McPherson, based on honesty and trust. Contact L&L Advisors today.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
A timeout here by Sacred Heart, trying to put the clamps on what is a 17-3 run for Southeast of Saline after this game was tied at 8 points apiece. 25-11. 6 minutes left to go, second quarter. Ehrlich with the basketball, trying to turn the corner here on Luke Gebhardt. He is unable to get by the corner. Now a reaching foul will be called on Eli Sawyers. That looked like all basketball. Bryson Flax thought the same thing, too, as he consults the official about it.
Go back to the comment I made in the girls' game. Don't go down and come in on it. Go up and get it back, and you will probably get that call as a jump ball.
Inbounds, Matucci will have it. He'll clear all the way through, end up on the lane, right-hand side, a deflection and another takeaway. That's the 5th turnover on Sacred Heart.
And it's the protection at the rim that Eli Sawyers has shown in this game that is causing them to do that.
Drake Augustine stepped out of bounds on the baseline. He will turn it over for the 5th time now for Southeast of Saline. Sacred Heart still yet to score here in this quarter. They will get the ball back and a chance to do that. 25-11, Southeast of Saline. I've seen on film the Sacred Heart team using a lot of their bench and kind of substituting at free will, as a score here by Evan Bogart is his first of the game. But I don't think they were ready for the depth of Southeast of Saline and the way they can come at you.
But it's not only the depth, it's the skill level at that depth.
Bryson Flax tells me all the time he'd put his bench up against most teams' starting 5s. 25-13 our score here. Now a kick out. Sawyers goes to Augustine. Augustine all the way to the cup, and he will be fouled with 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, and there's no backside rotation right there as Drake Augustine was able to beat the defender and did a great job of going right up into it, getting the call. Now you got to get these free throws.
Augustine has 2 points in the game. It's because he went 2 of 2 from the free throw line in the first quarter. Third free throw on the way from Drake Augustine off the front of the rim, no good. So far, Southeast of Saline as a unit, 2 of 5 from the charity stripe, as Nakari Morkel-Palmer will get his first rest of the night. Kason Lilly has checked in for him.
And Nakari usually is the one in there that is having to stay in when these wholesale changes are coming.
He runs cross country for Wade Castleman. He's all right.
Yeah, I'm sure he's probably in better shape than anybody out there.
Second free throw for Augustine also comes out of the cup. Drake now 2 of 4 from the free throw line as he missed both of those opportunities, and now a foul on Kason Lilly will be whistled out near the timeline. That'll be the second foul on Kason Lilly. So a decision here for Bryson Flax. Does he let his reserve off the bench continue to play with those 2 early fouls? Looks like he will.
And so far, Southeast, whether who it is, especially Drake Augustine, doing a phenomenal defensive job on Matucci.
Jet Samuelson inbounds it here to Matucci, way in the backcourt. Now Augustine will meet Matucci. Little pick and pop here for 3 points. Sacred Heart can't get it to go. Bogart fired that one. Here comes Kason Lilly now bringing the ball up the floor. He'll float to the left-hand side, dribble drive handoff to Luke Gebhardt. Now right-hand side ends up with Augustine in the corner. Boy, they are not honoring Augustine's shooting ability from the outside at all, are they? Augustine now has it. He'll fire from the top of the key. Too strong, no good. High rebound taken in. Sawyer's got a piece of it. Now rolls to Gebhardt. He'll secure it. Lilly, a wild shot off the backboard, won't go. Here comes Sacred Heart as we near the halfway mark of the second quarter. 4:05 left to go in the second period. Try to hook up with Shauna Smith at halftime. Talk about another victory for her Lady Trojans, who now move to 6-0 heading to the holiday break.
Now, this man-to-man defense that Southeast has got on the floor is suffocating right now at the top of the key.
So good defensively. I don't know if they get enough credit. Probably from me and you and anybody else. We're so spoiled. There's a blow-by and a runner that is up and good by Max Ehrlich.
And that may be the only thing they need to do is rotate a little better on the backside.
Sawyers inside, now plays it out to Luke Gebhardt. He'll pitch it back out to Daniel Kerr. Nakari Morkel-Palmer set at the scorer's table, ready to check in. And here's Augustine for 3.
If they're going to leave him open, excuse me, Devin, but you have to shoot the ball if you're that wide open. And right there, exactly he did.
Augustine, we mentioned, they are not honoring his outside shooting. He's now 1 of 2 on the last 3 trips. 28-15 the score. The biggest lead for Southeast was 14 points. Now it's a baker's dozen. 3:03 left to go here in the second. Matucci, little token fake. Now he'll play it out to Bogart for 3 from the top of the circle. That's good. 5 points in the quarter for Evan Bogart. 28-18. Gebhardt comes racing down the floor. Now back over to Augustine. They'll work it around left now. It ends up with Lilly. And now Luke Gebhardt. Lob pass up to Augustine. Had it stripped away. Now gets it back and turns it over. 6 turnovers for Southeast.
And once again, Drake Augustine, they were not honoring him out there at the 3. Just stay out there and shoot the ball. You got to shoot it when you're that open.
It's like Early got away with a 5 count there as Augustine had him bottled up. Doesn't matter, though. Sacred Heart ends up turning it over. Each team with 6 turnovers.
Yeah.
Drew Richardson will come in with Nakari Morkel-Palmer. Luke Gebhardt will check out for Kason Lilly. We mentioned Kason with 2 fouls so far in this game.
Yeah, and the interior passing has been good for Sacred Heart, but you got to keep that hand up and that tight man-to-man pressure at the top of the key, but you have to rotate on the backside on defense.
Lob pass inside. Sawyers got a little bump as he went to the basket. That changed his angle, and he can't get it to go. And now a foul on Sawyers trying to get that ball back. That'll be number 2 for Eli Sawyers here in this first half of play. Yeah, Bryson Flax told the official that did not make the call that was soft. I read his lips. Not afraid to share that. I agree.
Yeah, there's been a lot of contact in this game that they're letting play through, so.
No strangers to that contact, though. We mentioned repeatedly the games in Hillsborough on Thursday were called like junior college games. Man, you could do pretty much anything in those games and get away with it. There's a shot by Sacred Heart that comes away empty, and now a full timeout called by Southeast of Saline. We'll take it with 2:02 left to go in the first half. Southeast of Saline 28, Sacred Heart 18. Trojans have the basketball when we come back here on KINA.
Salina Septic Services provides septic services including septic tank installation, inspection, and repair. In addition to professional septic tank services, we also provide portable restroom rentals. We have many options available, including his and hers portable restrooms and hand washing sinks. Setup, service, and removal are all part of our rentals. Whether you project a long-term construction job or a family gathering, we guarantee a clean porta potty. Find us today at salinasepticservice.com, proudly supporting the southeast of Saline Trojans.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses acquire relief loans to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
2 minutes left to go here before halftime. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel back here at Sacred Heart Gymnasium. Here's a trap up top. Jude Richardson in trouble, and a foul will be called there as the Sacred Heart Knights got a little aggressive with that one.
Yeah, maybe.
Go ahead.
He got bailed out right there. He got in a bad spot, had the trap set, and just was able to just step through it enough.
Each team now with 6 team fouls. High post, Eli Sawyer. Sawyers will turn. Nobody guarding him. He'll fire the 15-footer. That won't go. Too strong off the heel. And now Augustine comes up with it. Pitch out to Kerr for 3. Count it! Danny Kerr, his first basket of the night. He becomes the 7th Southeast player to score in this game.
10 offensive rebounds, but more importantly, 17 points off of 10 offensive rebounds.
Wow, Matucci with it now. 1:26 left to go. He's in a trap. Sawyers along with Augustine. He gets out of it, though, and plays it to Bogart. Briefly to Ehrlich, now back to Bogart. His floater won't go. Gets his own rebound. Shot goes straight up in the air after being partially blocked, and Sawyers takes it away. Here comes Eli Sawyers up the floor to Nakari, and that one's going to be swatted out of bounds by Michael Matucci.
Great job there by Michael Matucci to get back and get a hand up and have to deflect that out of bounds.
We thought the girls' game was a track meet. This at times has been about the same. 1:08 left to play before the break. Up top, Nakari has the basketball. Now he'll go to Sawyers at the elbow, right-hand side. Play it back out now around the perimeter. Everybody touching the basketball here on this possession. Augustine, a little hesitation dribble, put his defender to sleep. Now he'll play it along the baseline, and Nakari for another 3. Nakari, Oracle, Palmer has 3 in a row as he's made his last 3 threes.
And sharing the ball extremely well in these last few possessions as we take down under a minute in the first half.
It's a 5-0 run since Bryson Flax called that timeout. Sacred Heart now in trouble. Ehrlich along the baseline. Pitches it out, ends up with Matucci, top of the circle. Matucci will drive. Up to Bogart. 22 seconds left. Bogart in trouble as Sawyers comes over to help. He's going to step through the trap, though, try to score, gets his own rebound, and he will. Evan Bogart has 7 points all in the quarter. 10 seconds left for Southeast of Saline. It was briefly a 16-point lead. Here's Richardson, head and shoulder fake. He'll drive to the basket off the window and scores! He gets in. No, he doesn't. I thought he got an and-one opportunity there, but Sacred Heart just turned it over on the inbounds quickly. Southeast has a chance here with 0.3 of a second left.
And that is just enough time for a catch and shoot.
Well, I imagine they probably have a lob to the rim here, don't you? They got some guys that can get up. Augustine says, I want somebody at the rim. Nakari says, I got a 3 for you. Top of the key. And he can't get it to go. 36-20 our score. Southeast of Saline. A little 5-2 run after that Bryson Flax timeout. They have had a game of runs here in this first half. They lead it 36-20 as we go to the locker room at the break. It is the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. When we come back, we'll have Shauna Smith for you. We'll talk about a Lady Trojan victory earlier tonight. Also have scoring from the first half of this one. Trojans lead it by 16 at the break here on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for special specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the southeast of Saline Trojans.
Hi, everyone. It's Lynell Garrettson from SalinaHomes.com. It's a new Trojan basketball season, and our coaches have devised a solid game plan. Just like basketball, to reach your goals in the real estate game, we need to have a dynamic game plan. I enjoy working with many of our Trojan supporters in all aspects of real estate. Upsizing, downsizing, investments, town or country. One call to me, and we will get your personalized game plan ready to win. Go Trojans!
Buy or sell, call Winnell at SalinaHomes.com.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime, Southeast of Saline leading it on the guys' side, 36-20. Southeast of Saline's biggest lead was 16 of that first half, and they lead it 36-20 here at the break. Time now to flash back to our first game of the doubleheader tonight. It was the Southeast of Saline ladies, and Shauna Smith joins us now as you get another victory, 51-45. I know it was important to get the win here because it was a league game, but also just to kind of close out and go into the holiday portion of the season with that record still intact. You guys are rolling right now at 6-0. Your thoughts on this game tonight with Sacred Heart?
Like I told the girls in the locker room at the end of the game, a win's a win. It's not necessarily we played bad. They shot the ball really well. I thought we scored. We still scored 51 points tonight. But I give it to them. They did a good job. They got competed, and I didn't expect anything less from them.
Yeah, I think when you look at this game, we talked in pregame about Southeast coming in at 5-0. They were 1-4. I think you could easily look at the records and dismiss this. But when you scratched in a little bit further on who they have played so far and also their numbers, it looked like it was a little bit more even of a contest. And we knew that they would come in, especially if they hit some of those threes, they would hang around a little bit. A 15-point lead middle of the second quarter, but then they come out and they finish on like a 10-0 run to go into the locker room. I know that you weren't able to get turnovers from them during that stretch where you were early on. What else changed during that stretch?
I think they just kind of out-hustled us and outdid some things. We kind of got lackadaisy with the ball and just didn't really guard. We usually get out and switch screens hard, and we had a lot of miscommunications, and I thought basically from about halfway through the first quarter on, we really just didn't communicate very well. We didn't do a good job of talking and just kind of playing together.
Third quarter was a big quarter for you, and you've been able to do that this year during the third quarter, and that's just kind of steadily pull away. You were able to generate some offense and really gut things out in the third quarter. I think that's the best way to explain it. They only hung around because they were able to hit 3 threes in that quarter, but other than that, you dominated the third. What did you talk about in the locker room that you were able to bring to the floor?
Well, just kind of what we needed to go back to, as far as offensively, and just get out and guard harder. We get out and we were just kind of switching screens, but not hard switching them and not pushing them out further. So I thought we did a better job with that. And then again, we talked about that before the game. You can't take possession off because they play really hard and things. And a couple of possessions that we took off, that's what happened. They kind of countered some of those things.
I think there were times in this game where each one of your ladies kind of had their moments, if you will. Lexi Jacobson was really good early on with her offense and the way that she was able to get to the rim and play that little jump shot. Reagan Getz had a really good first and third quarters scoring offensively. Avery Castleman tonight I thought was fantastic out in defense, as she has been pretty much through the whole 6 games first. When you give her a challenge, she is going to take it. Brielle Potacek I thought was good tonight. She hit some key shots. What'd you just think about the overall team effort? You even had some girls come off the bench and play well.
Yeah, like I said, I guess I don't, it's not like it's not that we played bad tonight. They played really well. So I told the girls, like I said, we came out and played and we did our thing, and, we still came out with a win. So that's what counts. I thought, rebounding wise, I thought we did an okay job rebounding. Just a couple things we just kind of maybe looked winded, which that's usually not us looking that way. But they got out and they pushed the ball just as much as we do, and I told the girls that was going to come at us. So again, we got the win, so that's what counts.
Yeah, this thing was a track meet. There's no doubt about that. It went back and forth, and you really had to be in shape to be in this one. Now look back, and let's just kind of encapsulate the first 6 games of the season. Now we're at a breaking point where we go to a holiday break. You don't have another game until January 6th when you play Minneapolis. We all have thoughts of how the season's going to go and what you want to accomplish in this first segment. Where do you think you're at right now? It's easy to say everything is unicorns and rainbows because you're 6-0, but what do you think are some things that you really need to concentrate on during the holiday break?
Well, I think you said we need to go like offensively. We got to keep our, Thursday night we did a good job of keeping it spread out and moving without the ball. And tonight we all kind of kept going, clustering. Everybody would kind of run to the ball, and we got to keep this court spread because that gives us so many more options. And that's kind of the couple things we were working on, but we got to keep working towards that, and we got to be more consistent with that.
There's some adversity that you have seen over the last 2 games especially. There was a big run here by Sacred Heart that brought it into a close game. You guys had to handle the ball, and they were able to melt down the clock later on in this game. And I just kind of had flashes back to Hillsboro on Thursday night where you pretty much had to do the same thing. You were in control because you had a small lead, and you were able to keep the ball in your hands and not turn it over and keep them from scoring just to ice it away. You only scored 4 points in the fourth quarter here tonight, but you wasted a ton of time on offense.
Yeah, we made them spread them out, and we did that. But we got to get some free throws, though.
Yeah.
That's what I told the girls. We got to get somebody who's going to make some free throws for us throughout all 4 quarters, let alone late in the game. We're kind of right now we're struggling with the free throw line.
Well, congratulations, a big win, 51-45. Now you get a chance to go into the second part of the season, and what I really kind of think are your 2 biggest oppositions in the NCAA in Sacred Heart and Beloit. You win on their home floor. You don't have to worry about these trips now after the holiday break.
Yeah, and I guess, it is coming in the Southeast, but both those games, again, Beloit's going to get better and better because, like I said, they were so young, and I said this game was the same thing here. So, we're going to Minneapolis on that Friday, and that won't be the same way. The game will be a good game, too.
28 in a row in league play doesn't sound bad either, does it?
No.
Well, congratulations. Merry Christmas. I will see you on January 6th.
All right, thank you.
Shauna Smith, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. Her girls tonight, 51-45. The final score, again, scoring all spread out, led by Reagan Getz with 13 points for Southeast of Saline. They get the 51-45 victory. 36-20 our score here at halftime. We'll be back, take a check of scoring of the first half, and also get you ready for third quarter action after this 90-second timeout. You're on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report.
Frisbee Construction is a service organization for the commercial grain industry dedicated to giving you the best in planning, the best in quality, and the best of workmanship, and overall the best value for your dollar since 1949. Frisbee Construction specializes in new construction as well as remodel and repair of grain handling facilities throughout the Midwest. Frisbee Construction Company in Gypsum has emergency crews available as needed. For more information, go to frisbeeinc.com.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
Can Equip's annual Service Advantage preseason repair and optimization program is going on now. Get the best inspection pricing of the year as Can Equip held 2021 inspection pricing. Extended parts warranties, special financing offers, and instant rebates may also apply. Schedule your equipment service today at Can Equip in Salina. Terms and conditions apply.
Can equip you.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Back here at halftime on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. You have a couple of last-minute Christmas ideas. Tomorrow is the 20th, Russ. You might want to holler at Nathan out at Knopf. Get some cool stuff for your Honey's truck.
Yeah, is he open on Thursday? Because that's when I plan to do my shopping. Maybe Friday. I know you haven't got your lovely wife anything yet. So
well, the birthday's tomorrow. So
oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, it's getting real serious right now.
Ooh, you got a 2-for-1.
36-20 our score here. So far, scoring for Southeast of Saline, 11 points for Nakari Morical Palmer, 6 points for Eli Sawyers, 5 points for Drake Augustine, 5 points for Kason Lilly. Drew Richardson has 4, 3 points for Daniel Kerr, and 2 points for Luke Gebhardt. For the Knights, 7 points for Evan Bogart. He leads the way. 4 points for Jason Mars, 3 points for Michael Matucci, and then 2 points all for Luke Newell, Jet Samuelson, and Max Ehrlich. Southeast of Saline, 2 of 6 from the free throw line. Sacred Heart, 1 out of 3. They're both shooting 33% from the free throw line, and they both have 6 turnovers here at halftime. 16 minutes gone by, 16 minutes left. Your chance now to recalibrate your new Image Audio keys to success for Southeast as we go through the second half.
I don't think you got to recalibrate much on the defensive end. Michael Matucci coming in, we know he's the guy. He's averaging 16.8 a game, and basically Drake Augustine shut him down in that first half, only allowing 3 points. On the offensive side, the three started to come in there at the end of the first quarter through the second quarter, but I think the big thing is offensive rebounds. Sacred Heart, 4 offensive rebounds, just 2 points. Southeast of Saline, 10 offensive rebounds in the first half, but more importantly, 17 points off of offensive rebounds.
And a little stretch there by Nakari where he made 3 threes. Boom, 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 all in a row for him. It wasn't in a row for a team, but he has 11 points. 9 of those were those 3-pointers, all in succession, and Southeast of Saline currently holds what has been their biggest lead of the first half of 16 points. Nobody more than 2 fouls so far in this game. There are a couple that we'll keep an eye on with 2 fouls, as Southeast of Saline will start out with the basketball.
Bryson Flack steps up to help get the warm-up balls off the court.
The rack of basketballs right in the middle of the floor. 36-20 our score. Southeast of Saline starts out here with a lob to the rim. It was going to the backside. Nakari Miracle Palmer was intended for him, and I think he was supposed to come off of a screen, and that didn't work out.
He came off the screen, but he was covered up, so Luke probably should have held on to that one, as you're going to start the first half or second half with a turnover.
36-20 now. Southeast of Saline with that lead, playing defense as we just start second half action. Here's a Sacred Heart lob at the rim, and it goes off of Drake Augustine, who took a swipe at it. They were looking for that little backdoor cut there from Jet Samuelson, and it will stay with Sacred Heart underneath their own basket.
Just one play, but much better rotation on that help side.
Sacred Heart trying to get it inbounds here. They finally do, to Samuelson in the corner. Daniel Kerr there defensively to guard him and escort him all the way back to the middle of the floor. There's a drive on the right-hand side by Bogart, leaves it strong up the window, and then Nakari Miracle Palmer battling between 2 Knights trying to get the rebound. It will be secured by Samuelson, who will turn and shoot. That won't go. Now Nakari coming off the floor 2-3 times, tips it out to Luke Gebhardt. Gebhardt with a long pass to Eli Sawyers. Sawyers now on the half-court offense, pulls up on the baseline and gets it to splash home. Sawyers has been quiet. He did not score in the second quarter after having 6 early on in this game. Now he has 8.
Man, that mid-range game for Eli Sawyers, that 1-2 dribble, pull up and shoot, just very, very well.
38-20. Here's a steal now by Sawyers. Coming down the rim, he's going to be grabbed as he goes to the basket, and free throws coming up for Eli Sawyers.
Yeah, Maxwell Ehrlich right there with the foul, and probably a good thing to grab a hold of him right there, or he might have been on the front page of the poster.
Yeah.
That look in Sawyer's eyes when he gets that steal at the midcourt stripe, something's going to happen if he doesn't get fouled.
Doesn't matter if you're one-on-one. He's still going to go try. Sawyers gets the free throw to go down. Ehrlich goes to the bench because he is our first entrant into the 3-foul club. (39-20). Sawyers will attempt the second free throw. That is also good. Southeast doubling up Sacred Heart right now, 40-20.
And I look for the same of everything from Drake Augustine up front on Michael Matucci.
Matucci springs free from Augustine. Now he's picked up by Sawyers, and now Eli Sawyers will be in the 3-foul club, as he was stuck underneath and got caught leaving his feet.
Yeah, I think right there he had great position. Just stay on the floor. I mean, Matucci much smaller at 5'9" to Eli 6'5". Just stay on the floor and put your hands up.
They have Sawyers with 2 fouls on the scoreboard. And he's staying in the game. I might have missed one somewhere.
Yeah, I thought when earlier in the game they only put up 1 and you had him with 1 other, but I think 1 foul was given to somebody else on the tight play.
Matucci misses the free throw. Second one on the way. Got that one to go. He is 2 of 6 from the free throw line so far in this game. 2 of 5. 40-21. Dakar and Morkel Palmer over to the right-hand side to Augustine. Now they'll swing it around to Kerr. Kerr surveying, goes to Gebhardt. Now high-low, Sawyer's into Nakari. Nakari can't get it to go. He was bum rushed from behind, and now the ball squirts free, and Sacred Heart will take it back the other way. 6:18 left to go in the third. Here's Mars with it. Looked like he switched pivot feet, and he'll play it out to Bogart. Bogart in the lane, back out to Mars. Mars now bounces it up to Matucci. Poor spacing here by Sacred Heart. Matucci will get him out of that corner with a long pass. It goes to Newell, now to Bogart up top. Bogart down low to Matucci. Matucci backing down Augustine. And now a foul called on Daniel Karras. He left his feet and landed on the shoulder of a Sacred Heart player. It was Jet Samuelson. Daniel Karras scores his second foul.
And Sacred Heart kind of got out of sorts like you called there in the corner, but they were able to throw a skip pass across court to wide open, and Southeast did a great job of spreading back out and covering up all 5 players.
40-21. 5:49 left to go here in this third. We're just underway here in the second half. Here's a three-pointer in the corner from Samuelson. That is a air ball, and Luke Gebhardt picks it up. Luke starting transition off to Sawyers. Sawyers driving by baseline, wanted to go for the jam, and then got bumped and was able to finger roll over the top. So far, it's the Eli Sawyer show in this third quarter. He has all 6 Southeast points.
And starting this game off just like he's starting this half off just like he started the first half, is Sacred Heart's going to get a timeout right here.
Ryan Gormley wants to talk about it. A full timeout. 5:27 left to go here in the third. 42-21. Our score here on KINA.
Citizens State Bank has been serving Kansans for over 100 years. We are a full-service bank that can service your personal, business, and agricultural lending and deposit needs. Citizens State Bank offers 24/7 convenience with mobile deposit, online banking, and our ATM conveniently located in front of the building. Stop by and see our friendly and helpful staff. Citizens State Bank at 600 Maple Street in Gypsum, Kansas. Citizens State Bank and Trust Company is a proud supporter of the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojan sports program.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
42-21 our score. 5:27 left to go here in the third quarter. Devin Haney, Russ Kossel back here courtside. Sacred Heart. Brian Dennett providing live stream video free of charge. Thanks to our friends at Salina Ortho. You can find that on salinapost.com. Also Big Sam Pretty producing and engineering back at the KINA studios. Here's a dump off, high to low. And that's going to work on the left-hand block for Jet Samuelson as he scores the first field goal of the half for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, and there's the backside rotation. Once again, there was no help on the double up top and a little high-low action by Sacred Heart.
Makari with it in three-point territory. Now to Luke. Luke Gebhardt will hit the runner off the window up high and in. Luke Gebhardt with his second basket of the night.
Just that great kiss off the glass right there.
Here's Matucci all the way to the cup, and he will score. Michael Matucci has 3 points here in the quarter. 44-25. Sawyers with a pull-up from 15. Got knocked to the floor. Now a run out here by Sacred Heart. Nakari, though, is back on defense and takes it away. Nakari, Miracle Palmer with the clean steal. Off to Gebhardt on the right wing. All the way to the cup, and a blocking foul called against Michael Matucci trying to stop Luke.
Yeah, and that's a great job by Nakari to recognize that. He got it down there on the steal, got it about to the top of the key at the keyhole. Nice, easy bounce pass to Luke, able to just sidestep and avoid the charge and making Matucci slide over.
You just almost had this feeling with a 2-on-1 break, and Nakari was the lone person back for Southeast. They still wouldn't be able to score off that. Here's Nakari coming flying in now, and a lob pass to him at the front of the rim. Scored it off left-hand side.
And a nice little chuckle out of Bryson Flax right there as that one comes up short.
It's just sometimes you look at this kid and you're like, how he does some of the things he does is just incredible. There's a rebound that came down on the floor. Daniel Kerr cleans it up. And now Luke Gebhardt all the way to the window. That won't go. Southeast players fighting for the basketball, and all three of them may have hit it out of bounds. It will go to Sacred Heart.
And I think you're okay with that with you got 3-4 guys in there trying to crash the boards and offensive rebounds. So a great job right there. You got to take it. Luke just unable to get that layup to go down.
44-25, southeast of Saline. We are halfway through this third quarter. 4 minutes left to play here in the third period. Matucci will bring it up across the timeline. As he works from left to right, he will be checked here by Drake Augustine. Now Sawyers comes off defensively. Shot up by Sacred Heart. Won't go. Ball on the floor. Won by Sawyers somehow. Now Sawyers all the way to the cup. Scores the and one. I have no idea how Eli Sawyers came up with that basketball, but he did on the run and just never hit the brakes as he was able to go all the way to the rim and finish with the foul.
So he gets the ball at the other three-point line. It rolls out to midcourt. The biggest guy on the floor outruns everybody, somehow gets his hand on it, scoops it up on the dribble, one hand, one bounce, 2 steps, takes the contact, lays it up and in. And all-around great performance right there from start to finish by Eli Sawyers.
46-25. Sawyers will have a chance here to add a bonus onto the back of that two-pointer. He cannot as he misses the free throw.
The official throws a penny at us over here. Found a penny on the floor.
One thing that we haven't talked about a lot is what Sacred Heart is trying to do to Eli Sawyers here in this game as we get a foul called underneath. Jet Samuelson will get free throws out of this. And what I'm talking about, what they will do is they will bring whoever Eli Sawyers is guarding way up high near the timeline to try to set a screen for Michael Matucci. So usually that's Drake Augustine. So then you get Matucci working on Sawyers, and then Matucci tries to go by Eli Sawyers. But I think Sawyers has played that pretty well tonight.
Yeah, he's played it extremely well as the first free throw's missed. And he does a great job of defending anywhere on the floor. Moves his feet, keeps his arm out. You know, he's 6'5", but he's got to have close to a 7-foot wingspan. So as a little guard, you have to go all the way around him and drive right into help side.
2 free throws missed by Jet Samuelson on that trip. So the foul against Jake Gebhardt, really no harm, no foul. That's just Jake's first. The free throws come up no good. It's a 21-point advantage for southeast of Saline with 3:16 left to go here in this third quarter. Isaacson, Lilly, Sawyers, Jake Gebhardt, Drew Richardson on the floor. Entry pass down low to Sawyers, splits a double team off the window and good. Sawyers carrying southeast here in this third.
And the touch, just the slow, nice, easy touch he had right there.
Here's a ball, it's blocked now. Jake will take it away, off to Sawyers. He and Isaacson running down the floor, around the back to Isaacson. Isaacson backing down. Sacred Heart now a foul will be called as Ehrlich came crashing in. This should be the 4th on Max Ehrlich.
Yeah, maybe you'd like to see Isaacson did a great job securing it. When that ball goes back, you got to go back and forth with it quick to get the defense off balance, and one of you will be able to shoot a layup.
4 fouls on Ehrlich. As the takeaway there by Sawyers ends up in transition. Sawyers with it on the wing. High post now. Isaacson, the pass let him out beyond the 3-point line. Over to Richardson on the right wing. Gebhardt with it. They'll play it around now to Isaacson. A turnover. Sacred Heart has it.
Southeast has to notice they're not respecting Jake Gebhardt out there on the line, about 6 feet off of him.
Here's a 3 for Sacred Heart. That's no good. Backside rebound taken in by Will Tuttle. And now Tuttle pulls it out and will go beyond the 3-point line. He'll play it up top now to Samuelson. Sacred Heart works it around. Matucci, big steps between a trap and a 2-pointer for Michael Matucci.
Yeah, and a great move right there by Michael to go through, come down square, and go right back up.
1:53 left to go here in this third quarter. 48-27. Kason Lilly up top. Steps through the defense there by Matucci. Now plays it left-hand side to Jake Gebhardt. Southeast of Saline now to the right wing. Sawyers. Sawyers wants to get to the paint. Shot up good. Sawyers has 12 in this quarter. 18 for the game. 50-27. Here comes Matucci now up the floor. He's trying to get past Richardson. Drew, though, does a good job getting himself back into position. Matucci, little back and forth. He'll float to the basket. Shot up, won't go. Matucci gets his own rebound and sticks it in the cup. Michael Matucci. And a 30-second timeout called by Sacred Heart. 1:16 left to play. 50-29 the score. As Bryson Flax looks at his team unapprovingly, probably for rebounding, as we will step away. 30-second timeout. Back with more Trojan basketball.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Work hard, play hard. Good luck, Trojans, from Roselawn Memorial Park in Salina. To learn more, visit roselawsalina.com.
50-29 our score, 1:16 left to go here in this third period. Kasem Lilly, chance to inbound it here as Sacred Heart comes out of the timeout from Brian Gormley with a full court man-to-man pressure set. Richardson with it off left-hand side. Isaacson. Now he'll skip it to Nakari Morikel-Palmer, who replaced Eli Sawyers during the break. Out to Jake Gebhardt for three. That one won't go. Kasem Lilly fighting for the rebound. It will be secured by Evan Bogart. Sacred Heart looking to come back the other way as we go inside of a minute left to play here in the third. Pass over to the corner. There's a shot put up. That's no good. Excuse me, not a shot, a pass. Now Nakari at the backboard. Swats one off the glass from Evan Bogart. Brian Gormley doesn't like that. He thought that should have been a technical foul. There's a three-pointer in the corner from Richardson. That's no good. Nakari working to get the rebound. Isaacson with it. Caden inside will be fouled, and free throws coming up.
And another offensive rebound that'll lead to second chance point opportunity right there.
50-29 our score. Caden Isaacson a chance at the free throw line here. Brian Gormley still asking for the attention of the officials here about the swat that Nakari had up around the backboard. You're an official. Let me clarify this. If you go up and you block a shot, you block and have contact with the ball before hitting the backboard, that is free and clear, correct?
Correct. That is clear. But if you go up in the shot and you try to block it and you're intentionally making contact where you intentionally just slap the backboard to try to throw something off,
as we saw in Beloit,
is a basket, should be basket interference, but also can be a technical foul if it is intentional.
We saw that a couple times in Beloit that went uncalled when we took a road trip up there 1 week ago. The ball on the rim, and they slapped the backboard. That one uncalled. There, Nakari hit the ball first off the backboard. Here's Matucci inside. Boy, this kid is good. He's starting to take over here for Sacred Heart, putting them on his back here in this quarter. He has 9, 12 for the game. 52-31. 6 seconds left to go. Isaacson with the ball. Back to Nakari. Down to 3. Morikel-Palmer at the buzzer. Can't get it to go, and we will go to the fourth and final quarter. 52-31 our score. Southeast of Saline leads up by 21 as we go to the final quarter. It's brought to you by Salina Ortho.
Troublesome car repair? Everyone has told you it cannot be fixed or it's way too expensive? Try McKim Auto Service in Gypsum, Kansas. They do quick, dependable work and provide the lowest hourly rate in the area. McKim Auto will service your vehicle from front to back and everything in between. They treat you and your car like a friend or even family. McKim Service specializes in engine and transmission rebuilds. 701 Naval, Gypsum, Kansas. Wouldn't trust anyone else with my family car. So, if your repair seems grim, remember McKim. Give them a call today to make your appointment.
Whether on the field, court, or in the operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 40 years of orthopedic service. If you need help staying active or just want to discuss options regarding the newest techniques and services and specialties that Salina Ortho provides, see one of our trusted physicians or visit salinaortho.com. Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Programming update for you. Of course, the Chiefs Kingdom show that is usually heard on Monday night will be on Tuesday this week. We'll take a one-day delay. Have Mitch Holtis and the gang 6 until 7 o'clock tomorrow night here on KINA. And also your scoreboard show that comes your way every Friday will not happen this week because of the holiday. We will revisit that and hook back up with the Kansas Information Network on Friday, January 6th. And that happens to be Southeast of Saline's next games at home against Minneapolis. 52-31 our score. Here's a shot up by Sacred Heart. That's no good. Caden Isaacson will clean it up here for Southeast of Saline. Bounce pass up the floor for Drew Richardson. Richardson off to Jake Gebhardt. Jake will drive baseline, now play it out to Caden. Extra pass to Kaysen Lilly, 4-3. Count it. Kaysen Lilly has 8.
Great court vision by Isaacson right there, knowing he had a shot. Just saw Lilly out of the corner of his eye, get it to him even more wide open, and Lilly splashes it home.
24 points. It's the biggest lead of the night for Southeast of Saline. Inside, an unattended Evan Bogart able to jump stop and score.
And that might be the only thing that Southeast has done wrong in this game is this backside help on this man-to-man. They just haven't rotated very well.
Well, they were getting away with it in the first quarter because Sawyers had 5 blocks in the first quarter on plays like that where he was coming over to help and defending the rim. Eli isn't in there right now.
Yeah, and I think if you're Southeast, you got to have Nakari in there because he can be just as well of a rim protector as Eli Sawyers can.
55-33 our score. 6:49 left to go here in the fourth quarter. If you missed it earlier, Shauna Smith's Lady Trojans got a victory, 51-45. They go to 6-0 now into the holiday break. Here's Ehrlich all the way to the basket. Left-handed layup is good. Max Ehrlich has 4. Trojans, though, quickly back down the floor. 6.5 minutes left to go. Leading by 20. Gebhardt has it now down low to Nakari. He'll kick it out. Lilly. Now there's 3. Same spot. That one won't go, but Isaacson cleans it up. Caden Isaacson has 4. 57-35.
That is now 21 points off of offensive rebounds for Southeast.
Let's make sure we get that final number together and ask Bryson Flax about that. I'm sure he'll be happy about that. Under 6 minutes left to play. There's a run out by Southeast of Saline and a miss on the initial attempt. Jake Gebhardt will put it up and in.
And that play was set up by Nakari getting the rebound and throwing a dart down full length of the court that landed right in Lily's lap.
Here's Matucci, turns it over. Nakari takes it away. 4th turnover of the half for Sacred Heart. Nakari up the floor, gets bumped, and he still got the shot off, but they're going to say the foul was before the shot, and Nakari Morkel-Palmer will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and a good run out right there. Nakari getting the ball, seeing that he had an open floor up ahead. Did a great job knowing that I can outrun everybody down the floor. Either I'm going to get fouled or I'm going to flush it.
Seems like he covered the floor in 5 steps there. I mean, he went from one end to the other lightning fast.
It's that cross country. It's that initial last burst right there.
59-35 our score. Southeast has it. They will inbound way up top to Daniel Kerr. Kerr now to Luke Gebhardt. Skip pass, cross court to Nakari Morkel-Palmer. Now to Eli Sawyers. Sawyers draws all the attention of Sacred Heart and then leaves it off backside for Drake Augustine.
Yeah, and threaded the needle right there to get that pass to a wide-open back-cutting Drake Augustine. Great vision right there by Eli Sawyers.
26 the spread now. Southeast continues to play defense, building this big lead. Here's Matucci for 3. That won't go. Daniel Kerr with the rebound on the backside. Danny wants to push up the floor to Sawyers. Sawyers stops at the elbow, underneath, tried to lace one in to Luke Gebhardt. Gebhardt dives on the floor, saves it to Nakari. Now Sawyers to the rim, scores.
What a great hustle play by Luke Gebhardt right there to get the ball.
Now, off the backboard, Sacred Heart throws it away. Sawyers hits the deck to save it. Off to Nakari, transition. Nakari stops out the break. He'll play it back out to Sawyers. Southeast can hit the 30-point mark on this possession if they score.
And I think that was a great job right there by Nakari. He could have went in and forced it 1-on-2, knowing you're up almost 30. Just bring the ball back out, run some offense, and get a good shot.
Gebhardt has it now. He buries it down low to Nakari. Little back and forth move 1-on-1. He plays it across the paint to Sawyers, and there's 30. Clock will continue to run. Who would have thought that coming into this gym tonight?
Yeah, and the game that Eli Sawyers is having right now is nothing short of incredible.
22 points so far for Sawyers. Here's a cross-lane pass and a shot put up by Luke Newell. Newell got fouled, and he will go to the free throw line as the clock continues to roll. Southeast of Saline has engaged the 30-point rule on their rivals in Salina. That last foul was on Drake Augustine, his first.
And that speaks volumes to Drake Augustine, as the first free throw is no good. But he's been playing tight man-to-man on Matucci all night. So that just goes to show you how well his defense is to only have one foul this late in the game.
Newell missed the first free throw. Both Eli Sawyers and Nikari Morkel-Palmer were checked out of this game. Caden Isaacson back in along with Kirby Davis. In for Sacred Heart will be Carson Lehman. Jake Gebhardt will check in for twin brother Luke. Clock continuing to roll now, 2:57 left to go. Augustine, Davis, Jake Gebhardt, Daniel Kerr, Caden Isaacson. Davis with it as he crosses half court and threw it back into the backcourt, and this will be a runaway layup for Hunter Newell, who came in off the bench for Sacred Heart. Augustine now gets it back in his possession to Daniel Kerr on the right. Here's Gebhardt, now to Isaacson down low, and they're going to stay offensive against Caden Isaacson as he put his shoulder down in the defender trying to get safe.
Yeah, and it bang play right there, but I think that's the right call. Is he didn't take a dribble. He waited for the defender to get to him and then kind of lowered his shoulder like he was making a hit in that middle linebacker spot.
Kason Lilly will check in here for Drake Augustine. Daniel Kerr, the only starter remaining on the floor, but he is the only junior starter. So he is out there right now. Last 2 minutes of the game, 65-38. And a three-pointer put up by Evan Bogart. He has 5 in the fourth quarter, 12 for the game. 65-41. Isaacson with it. Now Kirby Davis. Kason Lilly. Lilly had a couple big shots there in that third to help Southeast pull away.
Jazz, now you're going to get a foul. That was a great entry pass right there by Danny Kerr into Jake Gebhardt, and the defender goes through him. Because now that is 7 fouls, so Jake will be shooting 1-1 as the clock continues to roll.
Gebhardt, 2 points so far in this game. He is one of 9 Southeast Ypsilanti players to score in this contest. He will shoot 2 free throws here with the clock continuing to roll. Nope, apologize, it's a 1-1. Missed it. Caden Isaacson gets the rebound. Isaacson will bring it all the way up, back out now, almost to the logo here on the middle of Sacred Heart's floor. Spreading the floor here. Kirby Davis has it. Now he'll retreat beyond the three-point line again. He'll play it back through to Isaacson. 38 seconds left to go. Keep it tuned here in post-game. We'll check final numbers for you. Have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game, and also talk to Bryson Flax. There's a shot up by Davis. That's no good. And another offensive rebound by Caden Isaacson. 22 seconds left to go. Daniel Kerr with it. I think Sacred Heart's interested in fouling here to prolong this game. Of course, they can't because the clock won't stop. 65-41. Kason Lilly looks like he's going to dribble it out, and that will more than likely be our final scores. The final seconds tick off here. Southeast of Saline with another clean sweep here in the basketball night as they get a victory over Sacred Heart, 65-41. Southeast now goes to 6-0 on the season. They drop the Sacred Heart Knights down to 4-2, and we are on postgame. Brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. After a Trojan victory, we'll come back, check final numbers for you. Also have a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game and a conversation with Bryson Flax after a 65-41 Trojan victory here on KINA.